Carl's Jr. Restaurants, with many convenient locations near you. And by your Southern California Mitsubishi Motors dealers. Mitsubishi, suddenly the obvious choice.
Live from the Great Western Forum, the 19th sellout crowd of the season will be here to see if the Los Angeles Kings can get back on the winning track as they host the Philadelphia Flyers. Hi, everybody. This is Bob Miller along with Nick Nixon. This is the 6th game of the last 9 night for the Kings. 14 games left in the year. The Kings need some wins, Nick, and this is going to be a big test tonight.
Certainly is. I've always been impressed, as have most of the people around the NHL, with the work ethic of the Philadelphia Flyers, in particular their forwards. And I think if the Kings want to make that commitment and do what the Flyers forwards do most of the time, work hard in all 3 zones, come back, help out, then we should be in for a pretty good hockey game.
Well, the Kings got beat by the Flyers here in this building back in October 4-1. It ended a 4-game winning streak for the Kings. But the Kings went into Philadelphia and beat the Flyers on their home ice 6-1, and they played very well that night.
Well, the two teams have gone through similar changes this year. The Kings, I think, have made 8 trades since training camp, so a lot of new faces in their first year in the Kings black and silver. And for the Philadelphia Flyers, about half of their team is new from last year. So in years past where you'd have the same names, same familiar names, same ring to the Philadelphia Flyers, it's a little different.
Well, the Flyers seem to love this building. They have lost only twice here in the last 25 games. They've got a big guy, Tim Kerr. You'll see him in front of the net. The Kings on offense, meanwhile, have to get some of those big guns going, and that seems like something we've been saying for about the last week.
And if it is going to be a close hockey game and good goaltending from Hextall and Hrudey, special teams could be a factor. The Kings special teams are struggling. The Flyers are outstanding on the power play.
Right winger Jim Fox of the Kings has been injured all this year, is with us again tonight. Jim, what do you expect in this game against Philadelphia tonight?
Well, Bob, as everybody knows, the Kings really haven't been doing that well of late. I guess we look for them to play a cautious game at the beginning, try to feel Philly out. Philly's, always been a strong team, and they like to play the physical game. I think that may be good, and that it may wake up the Kings early if we have been having problems. Show us that we're in a good game here. We're back home for the first game after a long road trip. I think it's going to help the fans. It's a new atmosphere for the players. They can forget what's been happening and just go on and hopefully play a real good game.
Kings right winger Jim Fox. We'll see how the Kings come out and start this game here tonight as they come out onto the ice here at the Great Western Forum. It's the Kings on the Philadelphia Flyers. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Think you have to go all the way to New York for a good delicatessen with delicious dinners? No! Just come to Arnie's Manhattan Restaurant and Delicatessen in Costa Mesa. What do you have a taste for? Hungarian stuffed cabbage? Hot chicken in a pot? Or our tender brisket platter? Or baked stuffed half chicken? Arnie's authentic ethnic dinners are all reasonably priced and prepared New York style. At Arnie's, we serve all your favorites, so don't be late for dinner. That's Arnie's Manhattan Restaurant and Delicatessen in Costa Mesa.
In October of 1987, Crevier BMW moved into the new Santa Ana Auto Mall, becoming the largest BMW dealership in North America. In June of 1988, Crevier became one of the largest BMW dealerships in the world, making Crevier BMW the ideal place for you to make a world-class deal on a world-class car.
Crevier, they're hard to beat.
Here at the Great Western Forum as we get set for the third and final meeting between the Philadelphia Flyers and the Los Angeles Kings. Series is tied at 1 win apiece. Both teams winning in the other's building. The Flyers won here in Los Angeles October 15th by a score of 4-1. And at Philadelphia November 22nd, the Kings dominated the Flyers in their own building by a score of 6-1. The Kings will be without the services of Igor Liba and Phil Sykes tonight. Sykes is out with a groin problem. 3 players injured, scratched for Philadelphia, including Mark Howe, Murray Craven, and Ilka Sinisalo. Howe, a defenseman, Craven and Sinisalo are forwards. The Kings here at home this year, a record of 20-11-2. And on the road, the Flyers are 13-17-2.
Before the game here tonight, there is a presentation going to be held out at center ice concerned with tomorrow night's big Tippa King night, Tippa King for Life at Lowry's California Center. That is the charity fundraiser the Kings are involved with this year, hoping to raise not only money from the ticket sales for the event, but another $15,000 tomorrow night during the event itself. and quite a few representatives are here and being introduced at this time. Kings owner Bruce McCall coming out onto the ice right now here at center ice. Kings captain Dave Taylor and his wife Beth moving out, being introduced. And from Cheers, the television series, actors Woody Harrelson and George Wendt. They're moving out onto the ice right now. And they will be chatting with Nick during the second intermission here tonight. Also introduced already, Yvonne Harris, representative of Mayor Tom Bradley of the city of Los Angeles. Chef Hans Aschbacher, he's representing Lowry's California Center. And Jan Holmes, who is representing Life, which stands for Love is Feeding Everyone. And they are out at center ice right now. And that's going to be quite a night tomorrow night. I know a lot of you are going to be there at Lowry's California Center. Remember, it is outdoors, and the dress is casual, and everything that the Kings do for you tomorrow night, whether they dance with you, have a picture taken, or give you an autograph, whatever they do, you give them a tip, and all of that goes toward Life. Love is Feeding Everyone.
I think the fans want to hear George talk.
Thanks. Woody and I are here to thank you people and the LA Kings for their generous support of our charity Life, which stands for Love is Feeding Everyone. And as you've been informed, tomorrow night's Tip a King event at Lowry's California Center is a complete sellout, and we thank you.
And Woody Harrelson.
Life organization helps feed over 48,000 people a week who would otherwise go homeless, but there's over 1 million left to feed. Monies raised from tomorrow night's Tip a King event will help reach another 20,000 people by the end of the year.
So once again, on behalf of Dennis Weaver and his horse and the entire Life organization, we thank the LA Kings for their commitment to end hunger.
Dennis Weaver and Valerie Harper were the individuals that helped found in 1983 the Life organization. And there you have the ceremony at center ice tonight, and a big night tomorrow night outdoors at Lowry's California Center in downtown Los Angeles to help feed needy families. And a lot of preparation has gone into that event by the people that have been introduced on the ice here before the start of tonight's game.
I'm still trying to talk John Tonelli into doing an Elvis Presley duet with myself. So I don't know if I'm going to be successful, but we'll see what we can do.
I'll tip you if you do
all
that.
All right. Right now, the two clubs lining up at their respective blue lines for the playing and singing of our national anthem by Amanda Mayo.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, for bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Amanda Mayo with the national anthem as we get set for the Kings and the Philadelphia Flyers. The officials for tonight's game, the referee is Bill McCreary, and the linesman Mike Civic, along with Ryan Bozak. The Philadelphia Flyers will set up and defend to our left with Ron Hextall, 6 assists and 104 penalty minutes in his rookie season. 6 assists, 104 penalty minutes last year. Already this year, 7 assists. The playmaking Ron Hextall in goal for the Philadelphia Flyers. Kelly Hrudey, first appearance at home since the trade. On the road, he appeared in 4 of the 5 games with a record of 1-2-1 and a goals against of 3.44. Kelly Hrudey and the Kings defending to our right here in the first period. Just for the record, Hextall, 55 games played this year, tops in the NHL, 27 wins, second most in the NHL. First period action. Here's Bob.
All right, Nick, thank you very much. And also for the record, Jay Miller of the Kings wearing number 29 tonight. That will be his number. Used to be 49. He's out there on left wing. Gretzky at center. The right wing is McSorley. Flyers come to center, 3-on-3. Brian Propp with a drive, deflected off the skate of Laidlaw. Into the corner goes Tocchet. King zone. Tocchet walks out in front. He shoots. He scores! Rick Tocchet got the puck in the left wing corner, walked right out in front of the King net and scores on the first Flyer shot of the night. And it's 1-0 Philadelphia.
Rick Tocchet having a career year for the Philadelphia Flyers. That's his 33rd goal of the season. Flyers got in the zone quickly. The puck was picked up by Tocchet. He worked it by Wayne Gretzky, walked out in front, and nobody could pick up Tocchet before he put it in down low. Tocchet and Sutter in the zone quickly. Tocchet allowed to walk out in front. Hrudey diving, but the puck goes in down low. 20 seconds into the game, 1-0 Philadelphia.
Gretzky tried to take it away from him with his stick, but couldn't do it. And Tocchet, when he got around Gretzky, nobody in front of the King net except Kelly Hrudey, and the puck went in, and the Kings down 1-0. Now at center ice, here is Waters. Waters for the Kings, drives it in. It's batted up in midair by Momantha. Flyers with it now. Back to center. Here's Propp from the blue line with a drive blocked by Laidlaw again. Into the corner, left side. Puck is put back behind the King net by Ron Sutter. Battle forward there. Flyers with it. King zone. Out to the right point to Shell. Samuelson with a shot save. Rebound comes over on the side, and a penalty coming up now against the Kings.
I think they're going to get Jay Miller for upending Tocchet in front as Tocchet was fighting for position.
Interference the call, and a bad start for the Kings. 1-0 Flyers. We'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Dad, these sweaters are selling like crazy.
Oh, call me Dad.
So when things got busy, Dad got a Canon PC 6RE, the ultimate personal copier.
These little cartridges make it easy to take care of.
The 6RE reduces, enlarges, and its stationary top gives her extra space.
And I need my space, don't you know?
The Canon PC 6RE is advanced enough for any business.
Isn't he cute?
Canon personal cartridge copiers, born to run.
In the penalty box, Jay Miller of the Kings at the 1-minute mark. He goes off for interfering with Rick Tocchet right in front of Kelly Hrudey. Samuelson floated a shot in front. Tocchet, number 22, goes down right there on the simulcast, trying to gobble up the rebound. Miller in the box, and the Flyers on the power play. And the Philadelphia power play is outstanding this year, led by Tim Kerr, their first in the NHL at 26.3%, 21 goals in the power play for Kerr.
And Kerr is out there now. Puck is at the right point, held in by Gord Murphy, the young defenseman, sends it down the right side. Now here's big Tim Kerr. Kerr is 6'3", 225. Puck comes behind the net, over to Eklund. Pelle Eklund with it behind the King net. Waits there. Eklund's pass left side, and a shot from there is deflected and comes up in the air, and Dean Kennedy will clear it to center. The shot was by former King Jay Wells, number 7 for Philadelphia.
Bob, you mentioned the size of Kerr. Of course, he makes his living in front of the opponent's goal, and that's where he's going to camp when the Flyers get the power play set up. You just cannot move him. He's so big and strong.
1-0 Flyers. Here's Pelle Eklund out of Sweden, back at his own blue line, down to the red line. Eklund with it. Flyers ahead 1-0. Eklund down the right side. Eklund in deep in the King zone, bumped along the boards. Puck is taken by the Flyers. Pass in front to Kerr, and a shot that's deflected into the corner, and Duchesne can't clear it. Yes, he did, off the body of Gord Murphy out to center ice. Taken by Wells. Wells fires it right back behind the King net. Kings with it. Here is Duchesne on the left side, moves it up to center to Casper. Casper on the backhand sends it into the Flyer zone. 51 seconds remaining in the King penalty to Jay Miller. Flyers moving left to right as you join us on radio and TV. Pass by Wells, stolen by Gretzky. Flyer zone. Gretzky with Nichols. Gretzky right side. Gretzky still with it. Still has it. Spins along the right wing boards, trying to get around Wells. Gretzky stops. Gretzky stick handles. Moves it back to the King line to kill time on the penalty. Now to Laidlaw to Waters. Waters left side into the Flyer zone. Pokes it down in deep. Some good killing of the clock by Wayne Gretzky that time. Flyers clear it to center. Here's Tim Waters with it now. Backhands it back into the Flyer zone, back behind the net. 14 seconds left to go in the King penalty to Jay Miller. Flyers ahead 1-0 early in the first period. Flyers with it. Right side, Dave Poulin into the King zone, drops it back, shot by Millenby, and a stick save Puck comes off on the left side. Hrudey made the stick save on Mellanby, and the Kings are back at full strength, but the Flyers have it in the King zone. Mellanby dropped it back, left side. Moving in is Kartner, and his shot is tipped into the corner. Kartner with it again. His pass up the middle, in front. The shot saved by Hrudey, and he hangs on to the shot by Mike Bullard. And Hrudey makes a stick save and covers up. And it's still 1-0 Flyers.
Now Jay Miller going to square off now with one of the Philadelphia Flyers, Terry Kartner. Pair of 29s going at it.
And spinning one another around, and Kartner trying to throw some rights after Miller threw a few punches. So Jay Miller of the Kings just came out of the penalty box and gets into a scrap with Terry Kartner. Now Miller's helmet's been knocked off, and he tries an uppercut. And another uppercut, and then a left by Kartner, and Kartner down to one knee, and then a left by Jay Miller. And now they're back up on their skates, so this is a pretty good scrap. Now Miller knocks Kartner's helmet off and throws a left. Kartner tries a right to the back of the head of Miller. He has him up against the boards. Now a few more rights by Kartner. Now a couple of lefts by Jay Miller. This is my Don Dunphy imitation.
Yeah, great job. They're not tired yet. Boy, they've been going at it for almost a minute.
And now more of a wrestling match than anything else. And they're finally going to break them up. 1-0 Flyers in the first period. We'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
I'm the big daddy of the greatest bar game of all time, Fuse Ball. And us fuse ballers drink Miller Lite. Miller Lite's a less filling beer. It's brewed from the ground up. It's not a watered-down version of regular beer. And fuse ball is a great game. Because when a guy loses, everyone knows he loses.
When it's Miller Lite, less filling, tastes great.
I think we have a loser. Hey, barehanded!
Penalties at 3:14 to Kartner and Jay Miller, the heavyweight bout. Miller 6'2", 210. Kartner 6'3", 208. Both players get 5 for fighting at 3:14. Right before that, Kelly Hrudey with a great save on Kartner. Kartner had the goaltender down, but Hrudey got a piece of it, deflected it wide. Then Kartner right in front to Mike Bullard, who picked it out of the air and shot it, trying to pick the low left corner. Hrudey with a sprawling save. Flyers doing a good job at dominating in front of Kelly Hrudey in the Kings net here early, and Robbie Ftorek has to get his troops playing better inside their own blue line. 1-0 Flyers are in front. Coincidental majors, both clubs at full and equal strength.
Face off in the King zone to the left of Kelly Hrudey. Poulin on the draw for the Flyers. Wins the draw. Right point shot by Chychrun. And now we have another battle going to break out. Craig Berube against Baumgartner. And now they're squaring off against one another. More shadow boxing right now than anything else. And now some lefts and then some rights by Berube on Baumgartner. And they're going to break that one up in a hurry. But Berube trying to get some more right hands in.
Baumgartner just hit Mike Civic twice in the left side of the face.
And Civic is the linesman who has a hold of Craig Berube. Well, shades of the old days between the Kings and the Flyers. Kings are down 1-0. And we've had the second fight in the last couple of moments. Baumgartner and Berube going to the penalty box as Robbie Ftorek looks on. And the big linesman, Mike Civic, maybe took the 2 worst punches of the scrap.
Yeah, but they're tied up. One right there. You see Civic react. And the second time, look at that. Oh, man. You think their job is easy? No way.
Los Angeles penalties.
So we get coincidental fighting majors once again.
5 minutes each for fighting.
3:17, 3 seconds after the Miller-Kartner confrontation. That was right off the draw. They just dropped the gloves and immediately made no bones about what they wanted to do. Civic apparently is all right, although he's trying to catch his breath and is kind of moving his mouth around to make sure all his teeth and what have you are still in place.
Well, they get 10-minute misconducts as well as the 5-minute fighting majors. Craig Berube, Paul Holmgren, he's no stranger to that kind of play.
All-time Flyers penalty minute leader. He had 1,600 minutes in 8 years with the Flyers, 500 games.
Civic's probably looking at the clock thinking about how much time's left in this game. We're early in the first period. Flyers lead at 1-0. Had a couple of fights already. Puck comes out to center ice, chased down by Steve Casper of the Kings. Here's Casper passing back into the Kings zone to Dean Kennedy. Now to Casper at center ice, flips it around Dave Poulin, chased down by Marty McSorley. He's got Jay Wells, and he takes Wells hard into the boards. Puck comes up on the right side. Kennedy has it there. His pass taken away by Poulin, but held in by Tonelli. He shoots, saved by Hextall. Rebound in the slot is tipped out to center and chased down on the right wing side now as the puck comes to the King line. Is chased down by Al Secord. Secord joined the Flyers a few weeks ago. Here's John Tonelli at center. Now it's taken by Marty McSorley for the Kings to Casper, but tipped away and out to center ice. Picked up by Laidlaw, checked by Secord. Secord bumps Laidlaw. 15:45 to go, first period. 1-0 Flyers lead on the first shot of the game by Rick Tocchet. Now Secord with a drive, but he got knocked down to the blue line. His shot is wide to the left, and the Kings have it. Kings moving right to left. Kruzhelnicki to Gretzky. Gretzky right side to Allison. He shoots, and a save by Hextall, and he hangs on. He got it right at the top of his leg pad and hangs on for the faceoff. Flyers ahead, 1-0.
This is Ron Hextall's 19th consecutive start, so he's been a busy goaltender. This is third year in the NHL, but he's been playing well in the second half. He came out, cut down the angle, just stood his ground, and when a goaltender that big stands his ground like Hextall did, 6'3", 180 pounds, well, it's very tough for the shooter. Lifetime against the Kings, Hextall is 4-2, an average of 3.7. He was in nets for both previous games this year. The loss in Philadelphia, 6-1, and the win here in Los Angeles, 4-1.
Faceoff will be to the left of Hextall in the Flyer zone. The Kings have Mike Allison out to take the draw. Kruzhelnicki and Gretzky with him, and off the faceoff, the puck taken by Shel Samuelson for the Flyers. Here's Samuelson moving it out to center. Laidlaw breaks it up there. Laidlaw and Duchesne back defensively for the Kings. Puck comes all the way back into the Flyer zone. Allison into forecheck, and Shel Samuelson has it back behind his own net. He's a big guy, Shel Samuelson, 6'6", 225. His pass comes all the way down the Kings zone. This will be icing. Laidlaw back to get it. Icing against the Philadelphia Flyers. The Flyers lead it 1-0.
This is an officially copyrighted broadcast of the Los Angeles Kings Limited and is intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction, rebroadcast, or other use of the accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Kings is prohibited.
Keith Acton with the Philadelphia Flyers in his 9th season, and he was just traded by Edmonton to Philadelphia in that Dave Brown deal back on February 7th.
Yeah, we mentioned in the pregame report that the Flyers, like the Kings, have made a lot of personnel changes this year.
Now the Flyers with it in their own zone, moving up on the right wing side now and up to center ice. Here's Mo Mantha. Mantha flips it into the Kings zone, knocked down there by Waters. Waters gets it over to Gretzky. Gretzky up ahead to center ice. Now pass ahead, right side Allison, Flyer zone, over to Kruzhelnicki in front. He shoots, a save, rebound, and back in the net is Hextall, but he knocked the puck down. And Allison couldn't get it past him, nor could Kruzhelnicki on that rush.
Well, a good play by Mike Allison. Allison faking the shot, one man back, flipping it across to Kruzhelnicki after the defenseman committed himself, but Kruzhelnicki had the puck roll on him, so he couldn't get the shot he wanted. He tried to put it in the 5-hole between the pads of Hextall, but Hextall closed them up in time and was able somehow to keep it from trickling over while he was falling backwards into his own goal.
Robitaille, Nichols, and Taylor out now. Shot from the left side by Crossman is wide. He's the former Flyer. Puck is picked up by Philadelphia in their own zone. Pass up on the right side now, and Gord Murphy clears it up to center ice. It's driven down by Tim Kerr behind the King net. Kelly Hrudey cuts it off there. Puck comes up on the left side. Flyers hold it in. Driven back behind the King net, taken by Doug Crossman. Here's Crossman for the Kings now. Crossman passing around Eklund up the center to Robitaille. Now to Dave Taylor. Taylor across the line, gets bumped there by Jay Wells. Puck taken by Bernie Nichols. Nichols behind the Flyer net. Nichols into the right wing corner. Drops it for Robitaille. Out to the right point now in front to Taylor. Taylor, his pass knocked down. Robitaille with it again. His pass tipped away by Jay Wells. Wells with it for Philadelphia. Sends it all the way down in the Kings zone. This will be another icing call if Crossman gets to it, and he does. 1-0 Philadelphia, 13:59 to go in the first period. We'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Your Southern California Chevrolet dealer is home of the $1,000 a day, every day test drive giveaway. And right now, get great deals on the new Geo Metro. Choose a factory cash rebate of $400 or low 4.9% GMAC financing. The affordable mileage champ, the Geo Metro. Test drive one today. And be sure to enter the $1,000 a day, every day test drive giveaway. Now, there's no obligation, nothing to buy. And there's a winner every day at your Southern California Chevrolet dealer.
Back at the Great Western Forum, sellout crowd, 16,005. The 19th sellout for the Kings. The most they ever had before in any year was 8. And Tuesday night's game here with Mario Lemieux and the Pittsburgh Penguins, that one is sold out also. It'll come your way on radio and TV, starting on Prime Ticket at 7 o'clock on Tuesday and 7:20 on radio. Here, the Kings are down 1-0 in the first period to the Philadelphia Flyers. Puck is in the Flyers' zone. Tonelli to Casper. In front, backhander Duchesne, and a save by Hextall. Casper tried to get a shot, didn't have a good chance, and gave it back to Duchesne, but now a whistle behind the play.
Penalty coming up. Mantha fell down as he was tying up Steve Casper. Cross-checking is the call. And it's not going to be Mantha or Casper. It's going to be Jeff Chychrun, a rookie defenseman. You mentioned the size of Samuelson. We mentioned the size of Carter. Chychrun is 6'4", 190 pounds. Cross-checking on Chychrun at 6:15, and the Kings will go on the power play.
So the Kings with a chance to tie it up here now, with 13:45 to go in the first period. Paul Holmgren out of the University of Minnesota, and then with the Flyers, he's their coach. Kings send out Krujolniski, Gretzky, Allison up front, Nichols at the right point, Duchesne at the left point.
One power play goal in the last 22 chances. That's over the last 6 full games. So the power play has been hurting.
Now here is Shel Samuelson. Samuelson for the Flyers, clears it by Nichols to center. Flyers trying to get a 2-on-1, and Nichols had to take a penalty to prevent the 2-on-1. 8 seconds into the power play, the Kings get caught giving up a 2-on-1, and Nichols, who failed to hold it into the right point, had to take the penalty as he pulled down Sutter.
Well, when your power play is hurting, that's one way to really hurt the percentage, by having just an 8-second advantage. Clearly a hook, a takedown by Bernie Nichols, who was beat by Sutter going down the left wing. The penalty at 6:23, 8 seconds after Chychrun went to the box, and now both clubs will be shy a skater with the Flyers in front 1-0. Nick Miller and Baumgartner squaring off with their foes. Kind of sent a message to the rest of the Kings. The Kings coming into tonight's game having not played well for a long while, and I think Miller and Baumgartner said, hey, we're ready to do what we do best. How about the rest of you guys?
Jay Wells, 604 games with the Kings, a club record for a defenseman, and wearing the Philadelphia Flyer uniform right now. And he is out on the ice right at the blue line on this faceoff in the Kings zone. It's pushed out to center by Krujolniski, and Jay Wells chases it back down into the Flyer zone. He was involved in that trade that sent Doug Crossman to the Kings for Jay Wells. Here, the puck taken by Tocchet for the Flyers, Kings zone. His pass over the right side to Eklund is taken away by the Kings. Duchesne to Gretzky. Gretzky had it poke checked away nicely by the rookie defenseman Gord Murphy. Both teams are shy a man. Flyers ahead 1-0. First period. Kings with it back in their own blue line. Here's Steve Duchesne. Duchesne's pass ahead to the Flyer line to Krujolniski. Back to Duchesne. Had the hat trick the other night in St. Louis, but the Kings are offside at the Flyer blue line. 1-0 Philadelphia. 13:03 to go in the first period. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Travel arranged through U.S. Air with 178 daily nonstops between Los Angeles and the Bay Area. U.S. Air with more flights in California than any other airline.
Flyers up 1-0 on the goal by Tocchet. 20 seconds in, the first shot in the game, his 33rd. Kings have had good chances since then. Allison on the right wing, Krujolniski on a 2-on-1, and Steve Duchesne alone in front for a backhand opportunity.
Now the Kings with it out at center ice. Here's Crossman on the left side, clips it high in the air into the right wing corner, chased in by Casper. Casper had Tonelli in front but couldn't get to the puck. The Flyers back in a hurry to break it up. and it's moved by Shell Samuelson now up to center ice. Here's Samuelson, comes across the line, gives it to Mo Mantha. Mantha didn't get it. Puck comes over in front of the King bench, taken by Laidlaw. Laidlaw to Casper. Casper in front of the King bench. He's checked there by Mo Mantha of Philadelphia. Puck is taken by the Flyers now, back in front of their own bench. John Tonelli tried to take it away. Tonelli tried to give it to Casper, but out of his reach. And back to get it for Philadelphia is Tim Kerr. In 33 seconds, the Flyers are going to have a short 8-second power play. Up to center ice. Flyers with it. Acton ahead to Kerr. Kerr's shot blocked. Kerr rebound. Shoots wide as he got knocked down, moving to the left side. Puck taken by the Kings. Here's Casper. Right side to Waters. Into the Flyers zone. Back to Casper. Casper along the right wing boards. His pass down in deep, broken up, and the Flyers will have it. And in 9 seconds, they'll have the quick power play. Waters took it away for the Kings. Now the Flyers move out of their own zone, and they have the man advantage right now, but it's going to be a short one. Puck is flipped into the Kings zone, taken by Dean Kennedy. Kennedy on the right side, and now the Kings are back at full strength. Still trailing 1-0. Nichols out of the penalty box. Here come the Kings. Taylor right side gets it back, tips it, and a save made by the goaltender Hextall as Taylor directed it toward the net. Now Duchesne in the slot down the middle. Can't get a shot. Robitaille with it. Robitaille throws it down in deep Flyer zone, taken away by Gord Murphy. Penalty coming up.
Against the Kings, high sticking. I think they got Robitaille for high sticking Wells in the corner to the left of Ron Hextall.
1-0 Flyers, and we'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Where do you want to eat?
I don't know. Where do you want to eat?
I do not know. Where do you want to eat?
The terrific food at Carl's Jr. makes the choice easy. Just bite into the Charbroiler Chicken Club, a tender breast of chicken charbroiled with crisp bacon.
I don't know. Where do you want to eat? Where do you want to eat? I don't know. Where do you want to eat?
The Charbroiler Chicken Club is only at Carl's Jr. So where do you want to eat?
The choice is yours.
Luc Robitaille in the penalty box for high sticking. The call at 8:42 by referee Bill McCreary. Low left portion of the camera, or the screen on your simulcast, I should say. Robitaille right there getting Wells, kind of lassoed him around the collar, it looked like.
All right, Laidlaw with it now. Kings are down one man and down one goal here in the first period with 11:11 to go in the period. Bob Miller along with Nick Nixon, and the puck back behind the Philadelphia Flyer net. He'll move it back up now, up to center ice. Here's Terry Kartner with it. He slaps it down into the King zone. Puck comes around the right side and taken in deep now by Tocchet in front. His shot tipped away, held in by Mantha. Flyers with an outstanding power play, best in the league. They move it around well on the right side now. Flyers with it. Pass behind the net over to Tocchet. Here's Tocchet on the left side. Now the Flyers still have in the King zone. Tocchet again. He got it from Mike Bullard. Here's Bullard with it. Bullard left side in deep. Bullard looks in front, pass up the middle. Gretzky steals it ahead to Nichols. 2-on-1. Nichols with Gretzky. Looking for a shorthander. Nichols to Gretzky. Gretzky to Nichols. And it's shot wide to the right. Puck is taken by the Flyers, and look out, they've got a 4-on-2. Here's Tocchet across the King line. Tocchet left side. A shot by Mellenby and a save by Hrudey. Tocchet with it again. Up on the left wing side. Flyers on the power play, leading 1-0. Here's Bullard pulling it in deep. He gives it to Tocchet on the left side to the blue line. Wells right side to Mantha, shooting blocked out to center by the diving Bernie Nichols. Nice play by Nichols. 40 seconds left to go in the King penalty. Puck taken now by the Kings in their own zone, and Tim Waters slaps it the length of the ice. 1-0 Flyers, 30 seconds left in the King penalty to Luc Robitaille. We're in the first period with the Flyers up 1-0 on the goal by Rick Tocchet. Now, here's Pelle Eklund to center. Eklund to Gord Murphy. Murphy across the King line. Murphy sends it down the right side to Brian Propp. Propp checked by Duchesne. Puck is on the stick of Propp again, but Duchesne took it away and clears it for the Kings back into the Flyers zone.
Good penalty kill by the Kings. They are preventing the Flyers from getting it set up and getting their big guy right in front of Kelly Hrudey.
And Robitaille out of the penalty box. Kings are back at full strength, still trailing 1-0. Pass down the right side to the King zone. Here's Kerr with it from Eklund. Kerr down in the corner. He's wrapped up there by Allison. Flyers battled for. The puck is taken and a shot by Murphy and a stick save by Hrudey. Left side to Jay Wells. Wells to the left point. He drives it hard around the board. Steve Casper battles for it. Bumps into Murphy. Knocks him down. Puck taken by Mike Allison. Now Allison starting out for the Kings. Up to center ice. Here's Allison to the blue line. Now gets it on the right side to Kennedy. Drives it to the flyer line. Puck is knocked down there. Robitaille intercepts. He gives it to Marty McSorley. And McSorley drives it down in. Flyers are going to get a penalty here.
Yeah, they're going to get Eklund for slashing McSorley at center ice. And the Kings will go on the power play to try and tie it up. 1-0. Flyers in front. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
I'm known for my gentle and charming disposition. So when Ernie here ran out of Miller Lite, I didn't get mad. Nah. We calmly discussed the situation. I told Ernie I'd drink light because it's brewed from the ground up so it tastes great. Not like some watered-down version of a regular beer. We reached an understanding, and he quickly rectified the situation. Mom always said I had a way with people.
When it's Miller Lite, less filling, tastes great.
Billy Eklund in his 4th year with the Flyers gets 2 for slashing at 11:23. McSorley picked up the puck. He was turning and he got a two-hander right in the left arm. Eklund to the box, slashing. Kings on the power play. Kings were killing a penalty earlier, and Mantha got caught off ice trying to steal the puck. Nichols broke out with Gretzky. Nichols on the right to Gretzky. Gretzky looking to give it back. He did, and Bernie just shot it wide.
Well, when you're in a slump, you're in a slump. Nichols with no goals in his last 7. 57 on the year, but he's been stuck on that figure for a while. Now the Kings with a chance to tie it up. Kings moving right to left on our radio and television simulcast. Here's Duchesne over to Gretzky. Tipped away by the Flyers, standing right at their blue line, and they break it up. Now back in the Kings zone. Here's Duchesne, chased in by Poulin. Now Duchesne starts back up to center at the red line. He drives it in. 4 Flyers lined up right along the blue line. Kings, if they're going to shoot it in, have to get it. Tonelli didn't get it, though, and the Flyers come back.
Well, they made the right move. They had Tonelli going in the zone with a full head of steam, but he just had the puck skip over his stick.
Shell Samuelson with a shot from the Steve Angle save made. Poulin with a shot wide to the right side. Kings with it, trailing 1-0. Here is Kruzhelnyski in front of the King bench. It's tipped away from him. Duchesne with it now. 1:05 to go in the King power play. Over to Kruzhelnyski at the red line. He drives it into the Flyers zone. Rebound right in front of the empty net as it took a crazy hop off the right wing boards, but the Kings didn't have anybody in that deep to get it. The goaltender Hextall went behind the net. The puck came out in front of an empty net, but the Flyers got back in a hurry to clear it. Now here's Gretzky at center. His pass to Nichols. Had it tipped away. Flyers clear it again. Back into the King zone. Kelly Hrudey moves it up ahead to Gretzky. Gretzky behind the back pass to Taylor. Taylor on the right side. His pass out of the reach of Crossman. Flyers break it up. Clear it again into the King zone.
Well, the Kings tried making plays earlier. Didn't work. They got stood up at the blue line. They tried shooting it in. Didn't work. Now they're trying to make plays again.
21 seconds left to go in the power play. Crossman drives it in and hit one of the Flyers and cleared again by Philadelphia. 13 seconds to go in the King power play. Here's Dale DeGray. DeGray to Taylor. Taylor couldn't hang on to it. The puck is taken away by Acton. Acton for the Flyers. Gives it to Shell Samuelson. His pass picked up by Derek Smith. He came across the line and took a dive. That's about a 4.5 on a 5 scale, but not good enough to draw the penalty. Flyers back at full strength. 6:27 to go. We're in the first period. Kings are down 1-0. Here's Casper for the Kings at center ice. Flips it off the right wing boards into the Flyer zone. And behind the net goes Jay Wells to pick it up. Flyers have outshot the Kings 7-6. Kings poke it away in the Flyer zone. Robitaille's pass over to Casper. Tipped away out to center ice and finally flipped back into the Flyer zone, but Jay Wells back to get it. Here's Wells behind the Flyer net. They move it up to center ice. Here is Ron Duguay on the ice for the first time tonight. He took it away, gave it to Waters. Waters gets knocked down at the Flyer line. Flyers with it. Shell Samuelson moves it to center. And Tom Laidlaw back to get it for the Kings. Laidlaw over to Ron Duguay. Here's Duguay to the red line. Duguay with Jay Miller. Cuts behind Miller. Right wing shoots and a save by Hextall. 5:34 left to go. First period. Here is Ron Duguay in the Flyer zone. It's tipped away but held in now by Waters to Miller. Miller right side. Miller tied up from behind. Miller with it again to Duguay. Duguay right side. Flyer zone. Checked by Samuelson. Pulled down. Here's Jay Miller on the right wing. Miller with it. Miller into Duguay. Duguay in the right wing corner. Bumped again. Gets it to Miller. Miller's pass broken up by Wells. He can't clear it. Held in by Kennedy. In front and tipped wide as Hextall got his, Duguay got his stick on it. Hextall reached out with it. Now Duguay knocked down the corner and the Flyers clear into center.
Good forechecking by Miller, McSorley, and Ron Duguay working those rotation plays down low. Hextall's upset. He wants some help now.
Now here's Gretzky for the Kings in the Flyer zone. Up the middle, but it's tipped out to center ice. Duchesne with it. Kings are down 1-0. 4:45 to go. First period. Here's Gretzky. Flyer zone. And his drive is wide to the right. Allison with it. He sends it back on the left side to Duchesne. Duchesne into Gretzky behind the Flyer net. He tried to roll it out in front. Hits the back of the net. Allison helps out. Here's Allison with Gretzky. Allison tried to move it to Gretzky in the right corner. Allison with it again. Now it comes over the left side. Taken by Kruzhelnyski. Kruzhelnyski along the left wing boards. He's checked there by Karkner. And the Flyers come out. And they got a 3-on-2 working. Here's Ron Sutter. Sutter across the line. Left side. Shot by Prop. And a stick save by Hrudey. Puck taken by Kruzhelnyski. 1-0 in favor of the Flyers. Right point. Shot from there. Knocked down. Allison and Gretzky 2-on-2 to center. Allison gets it to Gretzky. Gretzky in the slot. Gretzky still with it. Shoots. He scores! Mike Allison was in front of the net. I don't know if he tipped Gretzky's shot or not. Gretzky got it away from right at the top of the slot, and the game is tied 1-1.
Allison with a good play, worked it out of his own zone, fed it up quickly to Gretzky, faked the shot, moved in for a better shooting angle, then took the drive that I think went off a Flyer's stick and skipped up over the left arm of Ron Hextall. It should be Gretzky's goal, and it is his 49th goal of the season. Gretzky from Mike Allison at 16 minutes.
So Allison with the assist. Gretzky is 49th of the year, and the Kings have tied it up at 1-1. That little fake that he put on Nick gave him some room as Gretzky moved to his left and then was right in between the circles, right at the top of the slot. Now the face-off out at center ice. Puck is taken by the Flyers back of their own blue line. Here is Samuelson. The Kings picked up the intensity a notch in about the last 5 minutes, I think, and were really skating and bumping and creating some opportunities, and it led to that tying goal. Now the Flyers back of their own blue line. Move it ahead to Scott Mellanby. Mellanby across the line. Bumped by DeGray. The puck cleared by Crossman out to center. Now a loose puck taken by Poulin. He flips it back in the Kings zone. 3:30 to go. We're in the first period. Game tied 1-1. Kings move it around in their own zone on the left wing side. Now to Luc Robitaille. Up to center to Taylor. Now to Bernie Nichols. Nichols into the Flyers zone. Right point. His shot deflects. And in the top of the side, here's Taylor with it. Taylor lost it, and then it came off the stick of Mantha right toward the goaltender Hextall, and he covered up. 1-1 the score, and we'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
There's a new winner every day of the week in your Southern California Chevrolet Dealer Association's $1,000 a day, every day test drive giveaway. Now, there's no obligation and there's nothing to buy. Just come in and test drive any new Chevrolet or Geo import. It's that easy to enter. There's a new winner every day, and tomorrow's winner, hey, it could be you. But you better hurry. The $1,000 a day, every day test drive giveaway, only at your Southern California Chevrolet dealers.
Kings tie it up at 1 on Gretzky's 49th from Allison at 16 minutes. Talk at the goal for the Flyers. Intense first period. The Kings getting involved now. They're tightening up inside their blue line, which was a problem first 4 minutes.
Kings with it from the left point. A shot by Waters. Stick saved by Hextall. Chikrin with it for the Flyers, and then it's cleared back down into the Kings zone. Waters chases it down. Waters with it in deep. Flips it off in the corner, but the Flyers intercept and send it across to Kerr in front. He didn't get it. Shot by Chikrin is wide and off the glass. Taken down by the Kings' Tim Waters. Here's Waters in the Kings zone. Wraps it around the boards, left side. John Tonelli tried to get it ahead to Casper, but just out of his reach. Kings have Casper out at center with McSorley on the right and Tonelli on the left. Here's Tim Kerr cutting in front. He shoots, saved by Hrudey. Where's the puck? Underneath Hrudey. And then somebody on top of Kelly Hrudey. And I think that was Karkner, I believe. Kelly Hrudey had made the save, didn't know where the puck was, and while he was down there, one of the Flyers got knocked right on top of him, and Kelly Hrudey's still down.
Yeah, and not knowing where the puck was, he was opening himself up. He was in a very vulnerable position for getting seriously injured, but Kerr just uses his size and strength to muscle himself around Waters. The save is made, and Hrudey doesn't know where the puck is. He's spread-eagled on his knees, and then he gets bowled over by one of the Flyers who got knocked on top of him. It was Kartner, but Hrudey is up and all right, and will try and shake it off.
Kelly Hrudey getting a little drink of water, shakes his head. He's all right. Wears that headband tied behind his helmet. The game is tied 1-1 with 2:34 to go in the first period.
Whole season, 19, 26, and 4, Hrudey's record. 3.88 average. Again with the Kings, he is 1-2 and 1.
Faceoff will be just outside the King blue line. Wayne Gretzky out to take the draw. The game tied at 1. Flyers struck first. Tocchet his 33rd. Gretzky with his 49th for the Kings. Facing off for the Flyers now, Ron Sutter. And the draw comes back to center ice, driven in by Gord Murphy into the King zone. Puck is taken behind the net by Waters. He's bumped hard by Sutter. Here's Wells, left point shooting, saved by Hrudey. Sliding to his right. Tocchet with a rebound. Centered it up the middle. Kruzhelnyski intercepts. He gets it off to Mike Allison. Allison to the red line. Allison, left wing pass to Kruzhelnyski. Allison gets checked. Kruzhelnyski behind the net. He gets pulled down by Gord Murphy. Tocchet with it. His pass up to center, and here's Propp. 2-on-2. Propp for the Flyers. Left wing with Tocchet. Propp, top of the slot. To the right side. Can't get around Duchesne. And a penalty coming up.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Allison for grabbing a hold of Tocchet, who is headed for the front of the net after Propp made his move from left to right inside the blue line.
The game is tied 1-1 in the first period. This game is coming to you live from the Great Western Forum.
Kings Hockey is brought to you by your participating Southern California Chevrolet dealers, home of the $1,000 a day everyday test drive giveaway. No obligation, nothing to buy. Just test drive any new Chevrolet or Geo import. And by Miller Lite. When it's Miller Lite, less filling tastes great.
Kings penalty to Mike Allison for holding Rick Tocchet at 18:01. So this will be the 4th power play in the period for the Flyers. The game is tied up at 1. It was right in front of goaltender Kelly Hrudey on that 2-on-2 rush. Tocchet headed for the front of the net. Propp had the puck, cut to his right, and Tocchet was hauled down right in front.
Nick, the Kings can't afford to give the top power play unit in the league this many opportunities. This is 4 in one period, as you say. Game tied 1-1. Puck taken by Laidlaw. Laidlaw up to center ice now for the Kings. Flips it down into the Flyers zone. King penalty killers. Nichols and Gretzky up front. They almost connected on a shorthander last time out, killing a penalty. Waters and Laidlaw back. Flyers drive it back behind the King net. Hrudey couldn't cut it off. Comes over to Kerr, left wing corner. Now taken by Kartner on the left side. Up the middle of the blue line. Shot from there is deflected on the way. And Kartner again. His pass to Propp, knocked away. Shot by Mantha. Save in the glove of Kelly Hrudey. The Flyers got it moving around, but a lot of traffic in front of Hrudey. Then it came up the middle of Mantha. And Hrudey saw his shot all the way. And Kelly goes over to talk with the referee Bill McCrary a little bit. Flyers on the power play. Kartner drove it down in deep. It was knocked down in front by Waters, and then up the middle Mantha, and everybody cleared out from in front of Kelly Hrudey, and he saw that one all the way. Made the glove save, hangs on. Tim Kerr is out. He's like a tree out in front of that net. A guy that's had 5 operations on his shoulder. Still keeps coming back. 4 consecutive seasons, 50 or more goals. And that severe shoulder injury sidelined him through 72 games last year. Leads the Flyers in goals and points this year. Now the Flyers with it. Here's Kerr. His pass back up the middle. Mo Mantha. And a hand pass call against the Philadelphia Flyers. Ryan Propp. Outstanding career that he has had with the Philadelphia Flyers. He's out on the power play in his 10th year. Paul Holmgren, the coach, paces up and down behind the bench. And Mo Mantha with the Philadelphia Flyers, a number 2 pick by Winnipeg back in 1980. 500th career game tonight. This is his 9th season. Mo Mantha. He's been with Winnipeg, Pittsburgh, Edmonton, Minnesota, and now Philadelphia. Gets luggage every year at Christmas. Puck is going to be faced off outside the King line. And it comes back down into the King zone. Kelly Hrudey sends it over to Laidlaw on the left side. He clears it to the outside the blue line, and Mantha tried to bring it back in, and an offside called against the Philadelphia Flyers. We have 1:10 left to go in this first period. The Kings have 1:11 left to go in their penalty. Game is tied 1-1. Again, Tuesday night, Mario Lemieux and the Pittsburgh Penguins are here. The game is sold out. You will hear it on Prime Ticket. See it on Prime Ticket at 7, and then the radio broadcast at 7:20 on KGIL and 1190 K Orange. Wayne Gretzky's got the King goal tonight. He's out for the faceoff, and the draw taken by the Flyers is drawn back to Flyer line where Mantha had it. Now Kartner to Mantha. 1 minute left to go. First period. Game tied at 1. Flyers on the power play. Puck is taken by the Flyers in the slot. Off of the right side is Mike Bullard. Here's Bullard along the right wing boards. Bullard to the right point to Mantha. Slides it left side now to Kartner. Kartner in deep and a shot hit the side of the net. Shot from the left side by Kerr. Puck is tipped out to the blue line now in front of backhander save on the shot by Tocchet. Tocchet with his back to the net got the shot, but the save made by Hrudey. Now Gretzky moves it up ahead to Nichols. Nichols decides to move it back to Gretzky. Now to Laidlaw in the King zone. He couldn't clear it. He tried to drive it hard along the boards, and Kartner knocked it down, and Laidlaw gets back to cover it up in the King zone. 25 seconds to go here in the first period. Tom Laidlaw coming off, but moments before, right in front of the net was number 22 for Philadelphia, Tocchet, and with his back to the net, he just spun around with a backhander, and Kelly Hrudey in perfect position to make that save. Faceoff will be to the right of Kelly Hrudey. 1-1 tie, first period. Ron Duguay will take the draw for the Kings. Mike Bullard for the Philadelphia Flyers. Tim Kerr will be talking with Nick Nixon at the end of this period. And off the draw, Flyers with it left side, Jay Wells. Wells pass down the left side and now moved to the right point to Gord Murphy. Murphy almost lost it, then held it in, but now gave it away. And it is going to be brought to center ice and sent by Dean Kennedy back into the Flyer zone. 9 seconds to go, first period. Flyers quickly moving up to center now, trying to get another shot on the power play. Here's Tocchet from Wells. Tocchet left side, backhander, wide at the buzzer. And that is the end of the first period as the Flyers got a shot right at the buzzer, and Kelly Hrudey and the Kings skate off with the tie here at the end of one period. The Flyers scored on their first shot of the night. Tocchet is 33rd from Mo Mantha and Brian Propp 20 seconds into the game. The Kings scored at the 16-minute mark when Wayne Gretzky got his 49th of the year from Mike Allison to tie the game at 1-1. Coming up in just a few moments, Nick will talk with Tim Kerr. He is the leading scorer and leads on the power play for the Flyers, and he's had a lot of operations but keeps coming back and is very effective. See ya. At the end of one of the Great Western Forum, we're tied at 1. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
We got it. Got you moving down the street. We got it.
At Theodore Robbins Ford, we've got new 89 Rangers at incredible low prices. Just $85.45 after Ford factory rebates. Driven by a 5-speed fuel-injected engine, these Rangers come with power steering, AM/FM stereo cassette, sliding rear window, all-season tires, and more. So if you're looking for an incredible deal on an incredible truck, remember, at Theodore Robbins,
we got it.
We must confess, in February, Z Channel brings you the most exciting lineup of movies, with romance and comedy, and poignant honesty through the eyes of a child. Look for these great premieres throughout the entire month of February. From the outer galaxies to the streets of New York, Z Channel will move you in many ways. We won't pretend to be anything but Southern California's hottest movies and sports package. Subscribe now and don't miss all the action in February. From the best seat in the house in Southern California, Z
coming in here long before any man came to these shores, but these mighty rocks stand fast, big and strong. Well, that's the kind of strength folks have been counting on for over 100 years with Great Western. You see, Great Western is built on a solid base of over $32 billion in assets and backed by the security of federal insurance. So if you want a bank that'll make your money grow safely, come to Great Western Bank. We'll be standing big and strong, no matter how the tides change.
Hi, everybody. Chick Hearn here.
And Bob Miller bringing you the play-by-play for one of the most exciting events of the prime ticket season. There's the home team captain.
Oh, what a fake. He's blowing right past the competition.
Right to the Avis counter, going for that terrific weekend deal.
The weekend deal?
That's right. The guy's a winner, Chick.
That's the weekend rate, $21 a day. Fantastic.
Starting at noon on Thursday, right through to midnight on Monday.
That's like getting an extra day free.
He's got his signed contract. What a pro.
And he's in the car, and those other guys are history. Make your other car an Avis.
That was faster than a slap shot from the blue line.
First intermission here at the Great Western Forum. The Flyers won and the Los Angeles Kings won. And as you look at the most consecutive 50-goal seasons in NHL history, Mike Bossy the record with 9 consecutive seasons, followed by Wayne Gretzky with 8. Then Guy Lafleur, Marcel Dion, Phil Esposito, Tim Kerr, and Yari Curry. Tim Kerr, 4 consecutive 50-goal seasons until last year when he had 5 shoulder operations. And Tim is our guest. I guess the question this year, Tim, is how is that shoulder holding up after 5 surgeries?
Well, it's doing pretty good considering I've had to sit out a couple weeks twice this year to get the strength back in it. It's worn down on me a little bit, but you know, fortunately it's strong right now, and it's just a matter of doing some maintenance off the ice in between games to keep it strong, and hopefully I can finish out the year and keep going.
You've got some great numbers, 39 goals. We mentioned you've had 4 50-goal seasons. Do you feel you can still do the same things you did before the injury?
Well, I do. You know, it's something that my game isn't really a finesse game, so there's not a lot I can change out there. You know, I go to the front of the net and wait for the puck to come in there, and that's how I've made my living. So it's really, I really can't change my style, you know, because I think it would hurt me. But, you know, my shoulder's been holding up pretty well, and, you know, I feel good about back, and I think I'm back to what the player I was before.
We mentioned your size. You love to stand in front of the other team's net. You're hard to move out. You've got to take a pounding. Did that take its toll, and was that a factor in the shoulder problem?
Well, I think at the time when it started to dislocate, I didn't take the time off after I did it the first time, and thereafter the shoulder would dislocate much more easier throughout, and with the pounding in front of that, it made it dislocate quite a bit, and that took its toll. But I don't think that's really what started to make my shoulder bad, so I wouldn't say that's the reason it was bad in the first place.
All right, tonight's game, I thought very intensely played by both clubs. Is that the way you looked at it?
Well, definitely. It was a great start. You know, both teams are big teams, and they have to use their size to their advantage to having, you know, a little bit of an edge. And, you know, both teams are fired up tonight, and it was a good start. And hopefully it looks like it's going to be a great game throughout.
All right, Tim, good to see you back and playing well again. Thanks for the visit.
My pleasure, Nick.
Tim Kerr, forward with the Philadelphia Flyers, has been our guest. And for appearing, Tim will receive a gift certificate good for brunch or dinner for 2 from Lowry's California Center, located in a garden oasis just minutes from downtown Los Angeles. Lowry's. Well, right now let's take a look at the Rookies of the Month in the NHL. Brian Leach, defenseman with the New York Rangers, in 12 games had 5 goals and 15 points. And from the Vancouver Canucks, rookie right winger Trevor Linden. 13 games, he had 14 points, including 7 goals and 7 assists. We're between periods 1 and 2 from Los Angeles. We're tied at 1. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Mark this on your calendar, folks. It's Discount Tire Center's 3-day 5% off sale this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Imagine another 5% off our everyday low prices on every Michelin tire in stock. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires. So don't wait. You've only got 3 days, this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, to enjoy an additional 5% savings on top of the already guaranteed lowest prices at all of the 85 Discount Tire Centers. But hurry, don't miss this great event.
All over Southern California, thousands of shoppers are making a change for the better to Ralph's and the Giant. They're changing for lower prices, and they're changing for higher standards. Plus, this week, you can make a change for these better buys. Fleischmann's margarine in the 4-stick 1-pound package is only 99 cents. Delicious Louis Rich turkey franks, regular with cheese or bun length in the 1-pound package, just $1.29 each. And all Nature Made vitamins are now 1/3 off. Change for the better to Ralph's and the Giant.
Oh, look at this. It's priceless.
Naturally.
It's Mom and Dad's 50th wedding anniversary.
Here we go.
Oh, wait, I'm going to charge it with the American Express card. That way it's automatically insured.
Hi, did you get it?
Hi, Mom.
Terrific.
You won't believe it. Don't worry. Remember, I used the American Express card, so it's insured.
Lost, stolen, or damaged. A way to protect the things you buy. Membership has its privileges.
Lasso and Longhorns is one rugged event. And after roping, we drink Miller Lite. Because Light's a less filling beer that's brewed from the ground up. Not some watered-down version of a regular beer. Light's a beer for guys who lasso Longhorns. Longhorn semis, that is.
When it's Miller Lite, less filling, tastes great.
The hard part's rolling it over and tying it up.
Kings Hockey is brought to you by Great Western's family of companies with over $32 billion in assets. 100 years strong, we'll always be there. By Discount Tire Centers, one of the leading Michelin dealers serving your tire, brake, shock, and alignment needs. By Avis, getting away this weekend? Avis has great weekend rates just for you. So why take your car when you can make your other car an Avis? And by Miller Lite. When it's Miller Lite, less filling tastes great.
Rick Tocchet for Philadelphia, Wayne Gretzky for the Kings. It's 1-1 at the end of one period of play. Elsewhere in the NHL, Vancouver loses for only the third time in the last 11 games, falling to Boston 6-4. Minnesota beat the Islanders 4-3. Montreal over Hartford 6-1. Chicago and Toronto finished in a 3-3 tie. It was Quebec defeating Buffalo 6-2. Detroit and St. Louis still going on. That's 4-4, and that is in the third period of play. Well, when you fans come to the Great Western Forum to watch hockey, I'm sure you take notice of the officials, referee, and linesmen. You may even boo them. You probably don't pay too much attention, though, to the off-ice officials, but they're also very important.
You may have noticed some of these men if you've gone to hockey games. They're not listed in the program, they have no numbers on their backs, but they're as much a part of the game as the players. Who are they? They're known as the off-ice officials. Although their duties are less extensive than those of the referee and linesman, their jobs are an important part of the game. Let's meet them and find out what they do.
I'm the official timekeeper. Run the main clock, put the penalties on the clock, take the penalties off for the whole game.
Well, as a goal judge, it's very important that you keep your eye on the puck at all times because it's your job to turn the red light on when and if the puck crosses the goal line. So you have to be alert. You have to watch to be sure that somebody doesn't get in your way. One of the players doesn't accidentally or doesn't skate in front of you at a crucial time. You have to listen for the whistle. You don't want to turn the red light on after the whistle's blown if the referee stopped play. And basically you want to position yourself at an angle to get your best view of the puck from whatever direction it's coming.
The job is to be sure that no player goes out early or no player goes out late and make sure that we don't have any problems with late penalties. It gets confusing sometimes, but that's part of the game.
On the penalty box system, and I just open and shut the door for when the fellows come in or when they go out.
Besides the men at ice level, there are other off-ice officials who work in the press box in charge of statistics.
Number 18, 1. Our duties as the official scorer is we get the lineups from both teams before the game, the visitors team, then the home team. We give that to the public address announcer, who'll make his scratches and his starters, and then we are in charge of, we give out the assists basically during the game and the goals during the game.
The league rule is that if a player disputes a call that we make, he advises the game timekeeper, or he has the captain of his team advise the game timekeeper, and then we'll go down and review the videotape of the particular play and determine whether there's a necessity to change the scoring.
Although these men are in it because of their love of the game, they can't watch the games as fans.
If you're a fan, you'll watch the game instead of actually working the game, and you'll miss player going on ice. Because every shift you have to put the players, and they're changing all the time, so you have to keep concentrating all the time. So if you're an emotional person, you cannot do this job.
Well, it's interesting. We got to look at the statistician there at the end of the piece. How would you have liked to have been the statistician on this date in National Hockey League history, going back to March 4th, all the way back in 1941? Because the stat man that night, keeping track of the shots on goal, the Boston Bruins set an NHL record with 83 shots on goal against Chicago. The poor Blackhawks goaltender Sam Lepresti managed to stop an unbelievable 80 of them, but the Bruins prevailed 3-2. Boston also set a record with 37 shots on goal in the first period, after which Lepresti probably had psychiatric care. The Forum, the Los Angeles Kings and the Philadelphia Flyers locked in a 1-1 tie. We'll be back with the second period in just a moment.
Hi, Tom Burton here at Downey Toyota. Working a little late. Well, sorta. But as long as we have a break in the action, let me show you some unbeatable deals on new 89 Toyotas. Here's a new 89 Toyota pickup for only $69.95, and that's just one of over 1,200 new and used cars and trucks to choose from. Unbeatable deals only at Downey Toyota. Come on in today or give us a call after the game. 1-800-222-TOYS.
Imagine your business profits soaring to new heights. By advertising locally on CNN, you reach viewers who are educated, informed, and possess strong buying power. Plus, you get prestige by sharing time with national advertisers. And your message can reach its target via breaking stories, live news events, and other unique programming that captures the informed viewer. For all the reasons in the world, advertise locally on CNN. To find out more how your business could benefit from advertising on CNN, contact your local cable company.
You know, usually I pitch for a certain baseball team, but sometimes I pitch for another team, Mitsubishi Motors dealers. And since I'm new at it, it's a good thing they've been winning without me. Gallant won Motor Trend's Championship Series. Mirage won an award. That's like me winning the Cy Young. And Montero was named MVP in a very fast league. And I thought I had a good year.
Test drive a winner today at your Mitsubishi Motors dealer.
Pure, genuine, never heat pasteurized. A beer that's made unlike any other. Cold filtered to give you the rich, smooth taste of real draft beer. That's the mark of a great beer. Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. It's as real as it gets.
It's the best college swimming has to offer. It comes to the Belmont Plaza Pool in Long Beach, March 9th through the 11th at the Great Western Bank Pacific 10 Men's Swimming Championships. Perennial NCAA powers, USC, Stanford, California, and UCLA battle for Pac-10 supremacy. For tickets, call 213-UCLA-101.
Flyers and the Kings tied at 1, and taking a look at the two goals, Rick Tocchet at 20 seconds scoring on the first shot of the game. Got into the zone quickly, skated around Gretzky, walked out in front, and put a shot down low past the sprawling goaltender, Kelly Hrudey, for his 33rd. Then the Kings picked off an errant pass, and Allison sent out Wayne Gretzky down the right side. Allison headed for the front of the net. Gretzky faked the shot, moved in, took the drive that skipped off a defenseman's stick over the left arm of Ron Hextall. 49th of the season for Gretzky.
Jimmy Fox, Kings right winger, is with us. Jim, I thought the Kings picked it up midway through that first period and played pretty well. What's your opinion?
Well, I think I agree with you, Bob. I think start of the game we knew it was going to be very aggressive out there, and it goes to show you Philadelphia to get you ready for the game. We came out, we kept it going. A lot of hard hitting out there, very fast action, but it's good and very enjoyable for the fans.
Jimmy Fox with his comments on that first period. The game tied at 1. The Flyers outshot the Kings 13-10. Face-offs, 9 wins Philadelphia, 8 for the Kings. Penalties, 5 to Philadelphia, 24 minutes, 8 to the Kings for 28 minutes. And on the power play, the Flyers 0 for 3 and the Kings 0 for 2. Flyers will have the man advantage for 1 second. Allison standing up, ready to hit the ice once they drop the puck.
And he does right now. Kings are back at full strength. Second period underway. Flyers moving right to left. Getting knocked down was Ron Sutter along the boards on the left wing side by Dean Kennedy. Puck is in the King zone. Kruzhelnicki knocked down, but he gets a pass up ahead to Gretzky. Gretzky lost it at center ice, though, as the Flyers' Shell Samuelson had the big reach, and he took it away. Now at center ice, Philadelphia with it. Tocchet trying to get around Allison. Tocchet sends it down into the King zone. Here's Duchesne chasing it down in deep in the corner. Bumped by Sutter. Puck comes up the middle. Flyers with it. Shot, tip, save, rebound. Hooked away by Kelly Hrudey. Mantha got the shot from the top of the slot. Kings with it. Here comes Gretzky. Gretzky up to center. Gretzky to the red line. Leads Kruzhelnicki. Right side in front. Alone. He shoots. Save. Rebound tipped away and out to center. Nice, beautiful lead pass on the right wing for Kruzhelnicki, and he did a good job of cutting in front. But Hextall, the Flyer goaltender, stayed with him. Game is still tied 1-1. Here's Pelle Eklund for Philadelphia. They head now across the line, and in the middle, shot wide to the left side on a shot by Tocchet from the top of the slot. Puck comes along the left wing side. Casper with it for the Kings. He sends it around behind the King net over on the left side to Tim Waters. Waters moves it up to the blue line. Now ahead to Allison at center. Here's Allison from the red line with a drive, blocked into the corner by Jay Wells. Now it carries behind the net. Hextall with it there. He moves it up the right side. McSorley took it away. In front to Casper. Save. And the rebound out of the reach of McSorley. Puck comes around the left side. Kings hold it in again. Here's Tonelli against the left wing boards. Now Waters in front left side. Now Casper trying to get it to Tonelli. Tipped away, and Tim Kerr with it. Kerr moves it up to center to Eklund. Nice pass on the right side. Into the King zone. Acton cutting in deep. Goes behind the net. Wrap around. He hit the side of the net. And a whistle now as the net may be dislodged. 1-1 the score. We'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Mark and Brian rocking LA. It's another hot one out there. 98, 12 degrees and no relief in sight. It's hot, hot, hot.
Right now, the only thing that would taste better than a nice cold one is a cold filtered one.
Man, I could sure go for one of these.
Because if you want a beer whose rich, smooth draft taste hasn't been changed by heat pasteurization, we've got it down cold.
Right.
Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. It's as real as it gets.
We have a slightly revised forecast. It's called Go Cool.
Kings with a good scoring chance early. Gretzky leading Kruzhelnicki, who had a full head of steam, busting by Brian Propp, moved around the defense, deked, and lost control of the puck as Hextall kicked out his right leg.
Now the puck in the King zone. Robitaille on the left wing side. He battles for it. Gets it up ahead now to Crossman. Kings come to center. Game tied 1-1. Crossman knocked down from behind. Puck comes back toward Baumgartner of the King line. Baumgartner's pass to Robitaille in center. He slaps it to the Flyer line, but it's knocked down. And here's Dave Poulin. Poulin for the Flyers. Moves it down the left side into the King zone. Into the corner goes Baumgartner. Baumgartner gets it up to the right side to Taylor. Taylor gets spun around. Taylor battles for it. He digs it out. Here's Dave Taylor battling his way up along the right wing boards. Down to the red line. Now drives it down in. What Poulin had a hold of him from behind. Puck is back down behind the Flyer net. Hextall, the goaltender, moves it up the left side to Poulin. He tips it out to center. Game tied 1-1. Here's Crossman's pass to Robitaille. Now over to Bernie Nichols. Nichols across the Flyer line. Top of the slot. Shoots a rising shot. And a glove saved by Hextall. And he hangs on to get the whistle.
Hextall doing a little fancy stick handling there to get the puck up on his glove. Bernie Nichols knocking down a centering pass at the red line, then stopped up inside the blue line with the defenseman Chikrin backing in, and Nichols just unloaded. Hextall came out, gloved it up high. Puck was wobbling, gave him a little bit of trouble, and then he held on for the faceoff. Again, Bernie Nichols looking to snap a goalless drought, which now has reached 8 games, including tonight. 57 goals in his first 59 games, but the final quarter has been a bit tougher for Bernie.
1-1 tie, second period, 17:23 to go in the period. Face off to the right of Ron Hextall. Kruzhelnicki will take the draw for the Kings, and Ron Sutter for Philadelphia. Kruzhelnicki out with Allison and Gretzky, and on the draw, puck comes left side. Duchesne with a shot, glove saved by Hextall. He moves to his left, drops it down, moves it up the left side. Flyers bring it to center. Here on the left side is Brian Propp. He drives it into Rick Tocchet. Tocchet on the right wing. He's bumped there by Duchesne in the King zone. Puck is taken by Kennedy, but taken away by Tocchet. Tocchet's pass knocked down by Kennedy, and he moves it out to center ice. We've played 3 minutes of the second period. The game is tied 1-1. Philadelphia Flyers moving from right to left. Now on the left wing, here's Tocchet into the King zone. Tocchet sends it down in deep, deflected wide. Puck is in the left wing corner. Sutter didn't find it. Takes a slash there. And did he get away with that? I don't believe it. Took a slash right there, but the Kings bring it back down into the Flyer zone. Sutter just turned around and hit one of the Kings. Was it Duchesne with a two-hander?
Well, he was near the puck because he was in the zone, and so was the puck, so I guess that's being near it.
Puck is taken by Gretzky at center. He gives it to Kennedy into the Flyer zone. Kennedy right side. Kennedy along the board. Sends it in. Not a hard shot. Steered away by Hextall. And the Flyers move it up to Craig Berube at center. Tipped away from him. Puck is taken by Gretzky. Gretzky ahead. Down the middle. Krushelnyski shoots over the net. Off the glass. And the puck is picked up by the Flyers. Here is Acton up the left side. Acton. He moves it to center to Berube. Tipped away by the Kings. Krushelnyski with it. Krushelnyski left wing side. He sends it into the Flyers zone. And Momantha back to get it. Kings have outshot the Flyers 15-14, but the game is tied 1-1. Here's Big Shell Samuelson for Philadelphia to the King line. Drops it back of the blue line and offside. Philadelphia, when he dropped it back, the Flyers are offside. Game tied at 1. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Motor Trend's Golden Calipers, among the most coveted automotive awards in the world. Symbol of the accuracy, the measure, the care and thinking in the automobile that wins them. The Mitsubishi Galant, a car whose performance, comfort, and overall execution are aptly summarized in the Golden Calipers. The Mitsubishi Galant, Motor Trend Import Car of the Year.
Oh, we mentioned a few moments ago, Sutter got away with a slash. We'll see it again in the simulcast. Can't get the puck, so he takes a two-hander on the right side, right above Duchesne's knee. Duchesne came away with a puck and kept skating, but that's fairly obvious, I think.
And I agree.
No.
Well, that's Bill McCrary, the referee. Didn't agree. Either didn't see it, or if he's looking at it, he didn't call it. Now an offside as the Kings got it across their own blue line, and Philadelphia moved it back in, but offside called. 15:40 to go in the first or second period with the game tied at 1.
Steve Casper came over about a month and a half ago from the Boston Bruins, the day after the Bobby Carpenter for Jay Miller deal. And Steve Casper, who last year had his best offensive season in the National Hockey League, has been very productive with the Kings. 15 points in his first 16 games with Los Angeles, 25 points in 49 games before the deal. Of course, one of the big reasons, if not the biggest reason, the Kings acquired Casper, because of his defensive prowess up front.
Casper out there now, and the Kings have it. Here's a pass down the right wing. Ron Duguay trying to get in deep in the Flyer zone around Acton, but it's tipped away and back down into the King zone. Puck sent up ahead by Kelly Hrudey, but off the stick of Kennedy, and the Flyers have it at center ice. Game tied 1-1, second period. Gord Murphy of Philadelphia sends it into the King zone. Here's Kennedy with it. Kennedy on the right side. He moves it up ahead now to Steve Casper. Casper to Tonelli. Tonelli crisscrosses with Duguay. Tonelli down the right side, pulls up. Tonelli shoots, deflected wide. Rebound left side, chased in by Baumgartner. Baumgartner's pass hit the boards and came right back to the Flyers, and they don't clear it. Here is Tonelli to Casper to Duguay. Duguay left side, checked by Wells. Puck to Baumgartner. Baumgartner's pass to Duguay. Flyer zone, left side. Here's Ron Duguay in the circle. Duguay shoots, just tipped wide. Puck is picked up by Kennedy. He throws it out in front. Tip to Duguay, right side. Duguay shoots, save, rebound. Acton with it for the Philadelphia Flyers, and a penalty coming up. Philadelphia's going to get it. I think Jay Wells was complaining that somebody got a stick up around his neck. But Bill McCrary, the referee, calls the penalty, and it looks like Jay Wells is headed to the penalty box. And the Kings are going to have a man advantage with the game tied 1-1 here in the second period.
Time will be at 5:21. Jay Wells, the Kings' all-time leading penalty minute king with 1,446 minutes. As Bob mentioned earlier, acquired from the Kings for Doug Crossman right before the regular season started. So Wells to the penalty box, and the Kings go on the power play. It's a holding call on Jay.
Ron Hextall in goal for the Flyers tonight.
He loves to get involved. Boy, he's like an extra defenseman out there, especially here early in the period. The Kings shoot it in. He comes out very confident, not afraid to stray away from his net and make a play.
Still with that habit of tapping the goalposts and the crossbar with his stick before just about every faceoff. Power plays, Flyers 0 for 4, Kings 0 for 2. Kings with a chance to take the lead here now. Allison will take the draw. Gretzky Over on the left side, right in the slot, Nichols is at the right point. The left point is Duchesne, and Kruzhelnicki's on the right side, but now they're going to kick Allison out of the face-off spot, so things will change up a little bit. Kruzhelnicki moves to the left side. Nichols will take the draw. Gretzky moves back to the right point. Face-off in the Flyer zone. Loose puck in the face-off circle, kicked into the corner. Kartner and Allison battle for there. It comes loose, and the Flyers' Ron Sutter on his backhand can't clear it. He got knocked down, but now it comes to the blue line and tipped out to center ice, back into the King zone. Here's Bernie Nichols for the Kings. Kings moving left to right. Nichols to the red line, slaps it into the Flyer zone. Behind the net, Hextall had to go off his stick. It comes around the left side and toward the blue line where Nichols tried to hold it in, couldn't do it. Here's a breakaway. Prop down the right side. Brian Prop all alone, chases it in, comes in front, shoots, save, Kelly Hrudey. And Prop gets knocked down from behind by Mike Allison. And a hand pass called against the Kings. The problem that Prop had, it took him all night to catch up with the puck.
Well, he got to it outside the blue line and pushed it too far ahead of himself. Prop pokes it off the glass, then rather a Flyer poked it off the glass, and Prop then went after it and put it too far in front of him, caught up with it at the goal line, then walked in front, but Hrudey just kind of hugged that left post and moved out in front. Right at the red line, he poked it ahead, then he really had to turn on the jets and pick it up, and he still had time to walk out in front and make a play. And then the Kings cleared it to the side as Duchesne got down with his left glove.
Mike Allison really cleared out Brian Prop. 350 career goals, third in Flyer history. Brian Prop, he's had a great career in Philadelphia. Puck taken by the Flyers. They move it out to center ice. The Flyers are killing the penalty. What Prop didn't want to do there was move it ahead of him that far right down the middle, because then Kelly Hrudey could have come out and played it. But when he moved it off on the right side, he had trouble catching up with it. We have an offside called here against the Kings at the Flyer line. 13:48 to go here in the second period. Kelly Hrudey and the Kings are tied 1-1 with the Philadelphia Flyers.
Hrudey, his first 3 games with the Kings, solid performances, and lifetime against the Flyers, a record of 10-8-2. A couple of iffy goals in St. Louis as the Blues came from a 4-1 deficit to win the other night. Hrudey giving up a couple of goals in the third period on long shots. Ron Hextall, again, the busiest goalie in the NHL. This is his 19th straight start.
Now the Flyers in the King zone move it up ahead. They got a 2-on-1. Looking for a shorthander. Dale DeGray, the only man back. Here's Poulin. He shoots, save. Kartner, rebound. Couldn't get a good shot. He hit the side of the net. Rebound tipped away. Kings with it. Up ahead to Gretzky. 2-on-2. Gretzky across the line with Robitaille. Gretzky pulls back, feeds it to DeGray. He shoots, save. Rebound. DeGray shoots again, save again. Rebound behind the net. Kings with it. Up the middle to Gretzky with room. Gretzky left side. Duchesne shot deflected. Right side. Gretzky with it. Flyer zone. Here's Gretzky along the boards. Gretzky down in the corner on the power play. Feeds it in front. Taken away and cleared to center past Laidlaw. So both teams with chances. First the Flyers, then the Kings came back, and the Kings have 19 seconds left to go on the power play now. Puck is along the right wing boards of the Flyer zone, dug out there and brought to center by Terry Kartner. Here's Kartner flipping it into the Kings zone. Laidlaw back to get it. Laidlaw sends it over on the left side. Kings moving to center. 5 seconds to go on the power play. Gretzky across the line. Gretzky left wing side, taken away by Eklund out of the penalty box. Here comes Jay Wells. Wells gets it on the left side. Smith with a drive and a save by Kelly Hrudey. Kings move it back to center. Hrudey to Nichols. Nichols, Flyer zone. Nichols left side, gets knocked down. Punker's poked to the left point. Waters gives it to Gretzky. Here's Gretzky into Nichols. Nichols to Robitaille. Didn't get it, coming down the slot. Out of the reach of Robitaille as he came down the middle. And Derek Smith back to center for Philadelphia. Smith to Kerr. Smith gets knocked down hard on a check by Nichols. Puck taken by Gord Murphy. Murphy of the Flyers sends it back behind the King net, taken there by Mike Allison. Or excuse me, not Allison, but Laidlaw. Laidlaw moves it on the left side, and the Kings bring it to center. Here's Waters. Waters slaps it into the Flyer zone. Hextall jumps out, knocks it down behind the net. 1-1 the score. 11:53 to go. Second period. Kings take it away. Right side, Tonelli, Flyer zone. Tonelli in front to Casper, and a save by Hextall, and he hangs on. And look out, McSorley pushing in front of the net now.
With Gord Murphy, rookie defenseman. Hextall was upset with Casper as Casper took a little poke at his glove after he made that save. McSorley not just kind of skating around looking for an opening. We're tied at 1. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Mark this on your calendar, folks. It's Discount Tire Center's 3-day 5% off sale this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Imagine another 5% off our everyday low prices on every Michelin tire in stock. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires. So don't wait. You've only got 3 days, this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, to enjoy an additional 5% savings on top of the already guaranteed lowest prices at all of the 85 Discount Tire Centers. But hurry, don't miss this great event.
Penalties to Marty McSorley of the Kings and Gord Murphy of the Flyers. 2 minutes each for roughing. Here at 8:14, after the save was made by Ron Hextall, they did some pushing and shoving. Shorthanded, the Flyers had a great chance. Dave Poulin, leading the 2-on-1 rush, took the shot. The save was made. Hrudey kicked it out. Then Prop picked up the rebound, fired it wide, and Kartner had a chance, and he hit the side of the net. And the Kings then turned it up ice. Dale DeGray on a drop pass, his second chance on a rebound, his own rebound, and Hextall, standing his ground, made the save. So good goaltending here in the second period.
Game still tied 1-1, and off the draw, the puck is in the left wing corner of the Flyer zone. Ron Duguay over for the Kings. He gets help from John Tonelli. Tonelli battling, and Duguay in there to help out. Duguay pushed from behind by Sutter. Puck comes out past Baumgartner to center ice. Baumgartner was at the left point. Baumgartner back to get it at center, throws it in front of the King bench. It's taken away there by Mo Mantha. Mantha drives it into the King zone. Tonelli with it. He clears it back out to center. 11:18 to go, second period. Bob Miller with Nick Nixon, and the game tied 1-1. Here's Tocchet for Philadelphia to center to Hex to Duguay, tipped away from him and taken down by the Flyers. Shot from the right side is wide by Tocchet. Puck comes around the left side. Bullard throws it down in the corner. Now tipped away from him. Prop comes in for the Flyers. Puck bounces loose into Mike Bullard, left wing side. Here's Bullard to Tocchet in the slot, but overskated it, taken away by Tonelli. Up to center now, Casper. Right wing to Duguay, but tipped away by Mo Mantha. Now in front of the King bench. Kennedy pushes Prop, and then Kennedy drives it in. Hextall stops it. He moves it quickly to center. Here's Bullard, a two-line pass over to Tocchet, and the whistle blows. 10:39 to go, second period. Game is tied 1-1.
Wayne Gretzky has the King goal tonight, his 49th goal of the season. Gretzky getting a lot of ice time tonight, broke the club record for most points on the just concluded road trip. Marcel Dion had the old record of 137. He already had broken the club record for assists in a season, and now it's down to 40 points until he becomes the all-time NHL point producer. He's got 1,812, and Howe had 1,850.
5 goals in the last 8 games for Wayne Gretzky. He's got the King goal here tonight to tie the game at 1-1. Face-off will be just inside the Flyer line, and there's some debris back in the King zone that Kelly Hrudey and Mike Civic, the linesmen, are over to work on, and that's the reason for the delay in the face-off from the point of the offside pass. There was a broken stick down in the right wing corner of the King zone, and they're back picking that up. The Kings announced today, General Manager Rogie Vachon, that from now until the end of the playoffs, all King practices are closed to the general public. This policy applies at Culver City Rink as well as the Forum. So the general public no longer invited to watch the Kings practice for the rest of this season and the playoffs. Media, of course, still invited to join them. Puck is back in the Flyer zone and touched up there, and now a little shoving as Mike Kruzhelnyski and the Flyers get upset. It was that Kartner back.
I think it was Jeff Chikrin. He took exception to Kruzhelnyski bumping him after he came back and touched up. Faceoff will be back in the King zone to the right of goaltender Kelly Hrudey. You mentioned Terry Kartner and his size. The Flyers have a lot of big young defenseman on this squad. Paul Holmgren in his first year as head coach after being an assistant for 3 years. He's the first former Flyer to be named head coach of the team. We mentioned earlier, played with him for 8 years, 500 games. He is the 7th coach in the history of the Philadelphia franchise. Paul Holmgren from St. Paul, Minneapolis. St. Paul, Minnesota.
The Flyers, Kartner with it. Puck comes down the left side, centered in front, loose puck, backhander save, Hrudey on the shot by Mellenby. Game tied 1-1. Kings moving to center quickly. Allison to Gretzky. Gretzky, flyer line. Gretzky had it swept off his stick by Chikrin. Chikrin in deep. Gretzky took it away in front to Allison. He didn't get it. At the right point, here's Laidlaw. Laidlaw sends it down in deep in the right wing corner. Krushelnyski behind the net. Gretzky with it. Gretzky waits there. Flyer zone behind the net. Gretzky waits. Krushelnyski's really wrapped up out in front. Gretzky still waiting. Nobody challenging him behind the net. Now he comes around in front. Gretzky in front. Shoots. Saved by Hextall. Rebound, score! Allison. The Kings take the lead for the first time tonight. As Gretzky waited behind the net, came around in front. The puck was knocked down by Hextall, but the rebound to Allison, and he scores. Kings lead 2-1.
Krushelnyski finally cleared out an alley for Gretzky to walk out, and Gretzky took the shot. Save is made, and then it bounces right at the feet, and I think Krushelnyski may have gotten his stuck on it before Allison, but both of them were right there. We'll wait for the official call. 14th goal of the season, and they give it to Mike Allison. So Allison is shaking his head, so I think he realizes it was Krushelnyski that got the backhand on. So we'll see if they change it, but Gretzky took the original shot, and the Kings are up 2-1.
Well, if it is Allison, his 100th career goal, but you may be right. He was kind of shaking his head, but they were both there. Both sticks were right there. We'll see if they change that. Kings up 2-1. First time the Kings have led tonight. Now the puck comes down the right side into the Flyer zone. Robitaille had it, tipped away, he got it back again, right point. Robitaille down the right side, knocked down from behind. Flyers with it. Here's Jay Wells. Al Secord knocked Robitaille down. Wells moves it up to center. Kings take it away. Taylor tried to give it to Nichols. He didn't see it coming. Wells intercepts. Here's Wells. Checked by Nichols. Puck comes to the King line. Tipped away by Taylor, but the Flyers have it at center ice again. And Gord Murphy sends it back into the King zone. Here is Dale DeGray. DeGray on the right side. Moves it up the middle to Bernie Nichols. Nichols to center. Kings up 2-1. Nichols, Flyer line. Right side. Nichols shoots. Saved by Hextall. Rebound bounced up in the air and just to the right of the net. Hextall gets knocked down by Taylor. Hextall was out to the side of the net, and Taylor knocked him down. Puck comes over to Crossman. Crossman's pass broken up by Gord Murphy, the Flyers. Now here is Crossman for the Kings. Couldn't hold it in. Flyers take it away. Pass to the King line, broken up by McSorley. McSorley back on defense with Dale DeGray. DeGray gives it to Nichols. Now up to McSorley. He was just back momentarily defensively. Now McSorley to Robitaille. Robitaille to McSorley. It's tipped away by Hextall. Flyers with it. Kings up 2-1. 8:19 to go. Second period. Ron Sutter of Philadelphia sends it into the King zone. Kelly Hrudey, the goaltender, behind the net, gets it around to Robitaille. Luke passes back to Duchesne. Up on the right side to McSorley. Into the Flyer zone with room. McSorley behind the back to Nichols. Nichols right side. Can't get the shot. Nichols again. Spins. Now shoots over the net. Puck comes out to the blue line and out to center ice and taken by Duchesne. 2-1 Kings. Duchesne again. Duchesne down the middle, but the puck rolled away from him and Hextall clears it. Duchesne went right down the middle. Had he caught up with the puck, he'd have been all alone in front, but it got too far in front of him, and Hextall made the save and poked it away. 2-1 Kings. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
You know, usually I pitch for a certain baseball team, but sometimes I pitch for another team, Mitsubishi Motors dealers. And since I'm new at it, it's a good thing they've been winning without me. Gallant won Motor Trend's Championship Series. Mirage won an award that's like me winning the Cy Young. And Montero was named MVP in a very fast league. And I thought I had a good year.
Test drive a winner today at your Mitsubishi Motors dealer.
Kings ahead 2-1 in the second period. Let's pause right now for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Following tonight's game, stay tuned to Prime Ticket for exciting Big West basketball as Fresno State hosts Utah State. Coverage begins at 10:30 on Prime Ticket, sports television at its best.
Face off in the Flyer zone. Kings win the draw. Duguay shooting from the slot. Save made by Hextall. Flyers trying to clear it out. Mellenby checked by Duguay against the left wing boards. Puck is out near the blue line of the Flyers, and the Flyers come out with it. Here's Terry Kartner. Kartner drives it into the Kings zone. 7:30 to go. Second period. Kings are up 2-1. Shot from the right side. Tipped by Hrudey. Up in the air. Flyers with it again. In deep now to Poulin behind the net. Poulin trying to give it over to Mellanby. He got knocked down by Baumgartner, but Baumgartner can't clear it. Here's Mellanby. Mellanby on the right side. His pass broken up, and Baumgartner this time drives it off the boards out to center ice. Now Kartner back at the Flyer line, moves it to center. Tonelli takes it away, gives it to Baumgartner. He flips it into the Flyer zone. Puck is taken by Terry Kartner. Kartner drives it down the Kings zone. This will be icing against the Philadelphia Flyers. 2-1 in favor of the Kings with 6:53 to go in the second. This game is coming to you live from the Great Western Forum.
Kings Hockey is brought to you by Stroh's and Stroh Light. Now you're talking good times, and Stroh's is spoken here. And by your Southern California Mitsubishi Motors dealers. Test drive all their new trucks and cars, including the 1989 Galant, Motor Trend's Import Car of the Year.
Kings send out Gretzky along with Kruzhelnyski and Mike Allison, the line that was out there to give the Kings a 2-1 lead here midway through the second period. Shots here in the period, 13-6 for the Kings. I think they're going to change that goal to Kruzhelnyski. Allison came out and went to the referee.
Now the left point, a shot by Waters, rebound in front, backhander, score by the Kings, Mike Kruzhelnyski. Got the shot, the save, the rebound. Kruzhelnyski moving to his right, flipped it past Hextall, and the Kings lead 3-1.
Well, the importance of winning a draw, we see it right there. The shot by Waters, Hextall unable to control it, and the rebound is put in by Mike Kruzhelnyski. We know he's going to get that goal. The goal at 13-12. So Gretzky's line with Allison and Kruzhelnyski get goals on two successive shifts. Mike Kruzhelnyski with a backhand past the glove side of Ron Hextall. Waters and Gretzky assisting, so Gretzky with a three-point night.
Now the puck is flipped back toward the King bench and up on a play with 6:34 to go, second period. And the Kings, with 2 goals in this period, have the lead at 3-1.
You really have to like the way the Kings are approaching this game tonight, especially the play of the forwards. They're doing a great job working hard in all 3 zones, and their hard work is paying off. They're starting to take away the second period from Philadelphia. 3-1 Kings.
Now here's Allison. Laidlaw, the King line, flips it up to center ice. Mike Allison tried to get it right in front of the bench. Now tipped back and driven by Waters into the Flyer zone. On the right side, here's Kruzhelnyski. Over to Gretzky. Gretzky left side, in front, trying to give it to Allison. Couldn't get it. Tipped away, but Gretzky has it again. Gretzky banks it off the boards, or off the net out to the right side. Waters sends it behind the net to Gretzky. In front to Allison. He scores! Right in front of the net, got it from Wayne Gretzky, and he just jammed it by Hextall. Gretzky with his 4th point of the night, and the Kings lead 4-1.
A little head fake by Gretzky. Everybody thought he was going to work with a puck on the near side, and he got it out to Allison all alone to the right of the Flyer net. And the Kings, with their 3rd consecutive goal, have taken a 4-1 lead. Allison just jamming it in quickly past goaltender Ron Hextall. So that line comes out, and in 2 shifts, they score 3 goals in under 4 minutes.
So the Kings with a 4-1 lead. Let's see what they do with it here tonight. They had a 4-1 lead at the end of 1 at St. Louis the other night and blew it for a little later in the game here. 5:50 to go in the second period. Puck is back in the Flyer zone. Sent around the boards on the right side to Tocchet. The Kings have scored 4 unanswered goals, and a penalty coming up now for the Kings as Sutter got knocked down at center ice. And a penalty going to be called against the Kings. 4-1 in favor of Los Angeles. We'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
I'll get it, Alex.
Mel's Market. Here's your order.
What order?
Side of beef.
I didn't order.
Here's your delivery, sir.
What delivery?
Your Stroh's 30 packs.
Stroh's. Alex?
Nah.
Stroh's and Stroh Light. Fire brewed for smooth, consistent taste. And with 30 packs, you get more beer.
Pardon, Pierre's Pet Shop. Here's your poodle. Oh.
Alex. Dave Taylor to the penalty box. He's going for interference at 14:20 as the Flyers were breaking out of their own zone. He took down one of the Flyers away from the play. So Philadelphia on the power play, but it's been Kruzhelnyski, Allison, and Gretzky here in the second period. 3 goals in 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Kruzhelnyski does get credit for that first goal of the period. They originally gave it to Allison, so Kruzhelnyski twice and Allison with the 4th goal. 4-1 Kings.
And Allison's goal was his 100th as he just scored at 13:55, and the Kings with a 4-1 lead, his 100th goal in his career. Now the Flyers trying to get back in it. Here's Kerr on the power play. Left wing boards. Kerr checked by Duguay. Passes off the corner. Now to the blue line to Kartner. His shot is blocked in front. Loose puck. Eklund tried to drive it through. Tipped away. A battle for it. Taken by the Kings and cleared out to center ice. The battle was right in front. Kasper had his stick on it, but couldn't get control of the puck. Now the Flyers drive it back in the Kings zone. Here's Tim Kerr, left wing side. Kerr throws it in deep. Now it's put back in front, but tipped away to Laidlaw. Laidlaw ahead to Kasper, and he clears into center. 1:08 left to go, and the King penalty to Dave Taylor. Puck taken by the King, Steve Kasper, back in his own zone. Kasper hampered there by Moment. The Flyers hold it in. Pelle Eklund in front. Eklund had it poked away by Laidlaw. Here's a break by Gretzky. All alone. Wayne Gretzky down the middle. In front, he shoots. Saved by Hextall as Gretzky gets foiled again on a breakaway. And the Flyers move it to center. Now Gretzky gets knocked down. No penalty. Kings with it though. And Duchesne sends it back into the Flyers zone. Hextall way out to the top of the circle. Stick handles with it. Now Nichols intercepts it from Wells, who fell down, but Wells got it back again. Up ahead to center. Here's Mike Bullard for the Flyers into the Kings zone. Trying to pull it around Duchesne. Duchesne takes him out of the play. Puck taken by the Flyers again. 20 seconds to go in the power play. Left side, Kartner at the point. Kartner sends it down in deep to Kerr. Kerr behind the King net. Taken away from him by Duchesne to Gretzky. Gretzky's pass deflects over, and another breakaway. Here's Bernie Nichols all alone. In front, he shoots. Saved by Hextall. He knocked it up high and off, and the Flyers have it again, and Hextall foils the Kings on 2 breakaways. Here's Bullard. Bullard from the blue line. Saved by Hrudey on the shot. Rebound right side. Flyers with it. Here's Craig Berube. Kings are back at full strength. Still leading 4-1. Here is Dean Kennedy giving it off to Dave Taylor on the right side. Taylor moving it up ahead. Nichols 2-on-1 with Gretzky. Nichols right side to Gretzky to Nichols. He scores! Beautiful 2-on-1. Nichols to Gretzky on the left. Back to Bernie Nichols. And Nichols breaks the drought with his first goal in 8 games. And the Kings lead 5-1.
Kings getting the Flyers caught up ice, working the puck beautifully. Nichols, Gretzky, and back to Bernie. He's not going to miss that one, believe me. 58th goal of the season for Nichols, his first in 8 games. Gretzky with his 5th point of the night, 4th assist of the second period. 5-1 Kings.
Now the puck in the Kings zone, but an offside called against Philadelphia. 5-1 Kings. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Motor Trend's Golden Calipers, among the most coveted automotive awards in the world. Symbol of the accuracy, the measure, the care and thinking in the automobile that wins them. The Mitsubishi Galant, a car whose performance, comfort, and overall execution are aptly summarized in the Golden Calipers. The Mitsubishi Galant, Motor Trend Import Car of the Year.
Well, earlier, Wayne Gretzky with a breakaway. Doesn't have a lot of success with these. Maybe he's saving them all for the playoffs. Faked the backhand, moved in, tried to go right between the pads of Hextall, but Hextall made the save. But finally, Gretzky teamed up with Nichols, who also missed on a breakaway that shift, for the 5th goal.
Kings are up 5-1. A great period for the Kings here in the second period tonight. The game was tied 1-1 coming into the second. 3 minutes to go in the second period. Puck is taken by Crossman for the Kings in the Kings zone, up to Luke Robitaille. Tipped away from him. Here in deep is Gord Murphy, and taken away from him by Robitaille. Robitaille moves it up off the boards, but not out. Held into the blue line. Flyers with it. Jay Wells. He moves it down in deep. Now it's centered right back in front of Kelly Hrudey. Out to the left side. Kings with it. Robitaille up ahead to center, out of the reach of Taylor. Taylor and Wells go for it. Now Wells pass broken up. Here's Duguay. Shoots over the net. Duguay with a blast from just inside the blue line. Went up high over the net. Flyers come back to center. Kings have 28 shots in the game. Long shot from center ice, knocked away by Kelly Hrudey on the shot by Mellenby. Kings with it. Here is Casper. Casper in the Kings zone. He gets stopped but gets it to Robitaille. Kings come to center 3-on-3. Here is Laidlaw sending it down into Crossman sending it into the Flyers zone, and behind the net it's Propp. Propp moves it up on the right side, gets it back again. Here's Brian Propp to the red line. Propp into the Kings zone, left side, Propp with it. Propp driving in deep behind the net, taken away from behind him by Duchesne, and the net gets dislodged. Nice play by Duchesne as he took it away from Propp as Propp went behind the net. Now Kelly Hrudey with a 4-1 lead for the second time, and Robbie Ftorek, I'm sure, telling the guys, now let's hang on to this one tonight. It's 5-1 actually now, as the Kings' Bernie Nichols made it 5-1. 1:56 remaining here in the second period. Bernie Nichols 2-on-1 with Gretzky. Nichols on the right, held it. Shell Samuelson back over to Gretzky, back over to Nichols, and Hextall way out on his right, and Bernie with the big smile. Finally, he lit that red light. First in 8 games, 58th of the year. So he's only one away from tying Marcel Dionne's all-time high of 59 and 78-79. Nichols at 58 this year, and Dionne at 58 and 80-81. 1:56 to go here in the second period. 5-1 in favor of the Kings over the Flyers. They held the Flyers to a goal earlier this year in Philadelphia, beating them 6-1 there. Flyers beat the Kings here back in October 4-1 after the Kings had won 4 in a row to start the season. Puck driven back by the Flyers into the Kings zone, but now look out, we've got McSorley against 2 of the Flyers, and he takes on Kartner, and now Baumgartner runs over and takes on the other Flyer. This is McSorley battling up against the boards with Kartner. 2 of the Flyers were there, and Marty just jumped into Kartner, and he's throwing some right hands. He's got Kartner's right hand tied up. And then Baumgartner jumped in to take on Jeff Chychrun. They're up against the boards, and Baumgartner trying to get Chychrun's helmet off, and now McSorley knocks the helmet off of Kartner. So we've got a couple of bouts going on. Third and fourth fights of the night, and a couple of more by McSorley, and he wades in with a right hand and knocks Kartner down. They both go down to the ice. Now Baumgartner and Chychrun are just tied up right along the glass, watching I guess you might call this the main event. Kartner and McSorley, and the undercard, Chychrun and Baumgartner. Now they've broken them up. Marty McSorley being led over toward the exit. Now Baumgartner and Chychrun maybe decide it's their time in the spotlight. Center ring. They're waltzing around, and McSorley's going to wait and see what happens. He's not going to come back on the ice, though, I don't think. Well, the Kings got behind in this game 1-0, and just about not quite midway through that first period, I think, started to serve notice to the Flyers, and that was about it. They weren't going to take any more, and the Kings turned it on, tied the game, and have scored 5 unanswered goals and have outshot the Flyers 28-21. And now McSorley heads to the King dressing room, and Baumgartner will be right behind him down the hallway. Flyers look on from their bench. Now Baumgartner moving in behind Marty, and over near the penalty timekeeper we have Bill McCrary and Ryan Bozak. McCrary the referee and Bozak the linesman, and they're joined by Mike Civic. 1:42 left as the referee McCrary looks at the scoreboard. We're in the second period. The Kings have a 5-1 lead over the Flyers. Here are the announcements.
To number 6, Jeff Chychrun. 5 minutes for fighting and a game misconduct. Number 29, Terry Kartner, 5 minutes for fighting. Los Angeles penalties to number 22, Ken Baumgartner, 2 minutes for roughing, 5 minutes for fighting, and a game misconduct. Number 33, Marty McSorley, 5 minutes for fighting. Time of the penalties, 18-18.
So there you have the announcement on it. The Flyers, Jeff Chikrin, 5 minutes and a game misconduct. And Kartner, 5 for fighting. The Kings, Baumgartner gets the 2 minutes for roughing, 5 for fighting and a game misconduct, and 5 minutes to Marty McSorley. So the difference in those would be Baumgartner's 2 minutes for roughing, as well as the 5 for fighting. But Chikrin is gone for the rest of the game, and Wayne Gretzky wants a little explanation here from the referee Bill McCrary. The extra 2 minutes are on the board to Baumgartner. That'll put the Kings shorthanded. The first fight had broken out between Kartner and McSorley, but Chikrin was also there. And then all of a sudden Baumgartner came flying over and he grabbed Chikrin, and they got into a fight. And now Robbie Ftorek, the King coach, moves up to the boards and he's hollering for Gretzky to come over and explain to him what happened. And Wayne, with a bemused look on his face, saying, can you believe that, the way they call those? Kings are up 5-1 with 1:42 to go here in the second period. Bill McCrary, the referee, is all set for the face-off, but the Kings are not ready yet. Now Gretzky comes out. Robbie Ftorek paces up and down behind the bench. The Kings with 4 second-period goals. Gretzky with a 5-point night. Goal and 4 assists so far. He said he had to have some of these big nights if he's going to pass Gordie Howe this year. He needs 35 points to pass Howe right now and become the all-time leading scorer. This is the 10th time in Gretzky's career he's had 4 assists in 1 period. Now with 1:30 left to go here in the second period, the Flyers have it. They've got the man advantage across the line. Mo Mantha, left point. Mantha drives it into Pelle Eklund. Eklund pass in front of Tocchet, tipped wide. Eklund with it again. Eklund on the right side to the blue line. Now back on the right side to Eklund into Tocchet. Tocchet to Kerr, but it was up in the air and he couldn't knock it down. Flyers hold it in though, back behind the King net. Here's Tocchet over to Eklund. Eklund on the right side. Eklund with it, moves toward the blue line. Gretzky is there, tipped it, but Eklund got it back. He kicks it in the corner to Tocchet. To Kerr in front, tipped away by Kelly Hrudey and out to center ice. The Flyers knew that that's where Kerr would be. Now Nichols intercepts. Here he is with Gretzky, left wing. Gretzky into the slot, triple team, and the puck taken away. But behind the play, Nichols is upset with Mo Mantha. Nichols had his stick knocked out of his hand, and it's broken. And we're going to get penalties here, I believe. The referee, McCrary, moving over. He's going to call a slash. And they're both going to go. Nichols, well, they had both doors open. Let's see. Mo Mantha goes in for the Flyers.
To number 8, Mo Mantha.
And Nichols goes in for the Kings.
Penalty to number 9, Bernie Nichols. 2 minutes each for slashing.
So they each get 2 minutes for slashing. And Nichols is going to go back now and probably pick up his broken stick, which is still lying on the ice.
2 minutes each for slashing. Time 19.
And he's going toward the exit. Leave the broken stick there for Ryan Bozak, the linesman, to pick up. .50 seconds left to go for Kenny here in the second period. It's 5-1 Kings for Kenny Baumgartner. That's his 3rd game misconduct of the year, which means he will miss the game Tuesday here against Pittsburgh. Penalties tonight. Flyers 11 for 50. Kings 14 for 56 minutes. Now at center ice, Kings with it. 45 seconds left to go here in this second period. The puck is back behind the Flyer net. 58 seconds left to go in the Flyer power play. They're down by 4 goals. 5-1
Here's Ron Sutter, left side, King zone. Sutter sets it up. Sutter in deep in the left circle, moves it up the middle to the blue line to Gord Murphy. Murphy, his pass right side. Mellenby with it for the Flyers. Back to the blue line to Murphy. Murphy sends it left side to Jay Wells. Wells moves it down to Sutter. Sutter left side, up the middle to Murphy. Murphy spinning, shooting, save, Kelly Hrudey. And the whistle, and he hangs on. Puck was loose for a moment, but the referee McCurry was behind the play, and I'm sure lost sight of the puck, and he blew the whistle right away. Gord Murphy, the rookie defenseman, fired from inside the blue line. Hrudey with a save, but then as the puck came loose, the whistle had already blown. 13 seconds remain here in this second period. Big period for the Kings. One of the better periods they've played all year long. And Paul Holmgren, the Flyer coach, just look on. Mike Eaves is his assistant there. Used to play with the Calgary Flames. Face all the way to the left of Kelly Hrudey. Wayne Gretzky out. Kasper is out. Big night for Gretzky so far. 5 points, goal and 4 assists. That line of Krushelnyski, Gretzky, and Allison. What a great period they've had here in the second period. Now on the draw, the face-off is to the right of the King net. It's loose now behind the net. Chased in by Laidlaw to Gretzky, but tipped away 3 seconds ago in the period. Here's Wells with a shot deflected up out of play. The clock hits 0, and that's the end of the second period. And the fans, the sellout crowd, roaring their approval as the Kings skate off the ice. And well, they should. Now, a great period for the Kings, but before they can get off the ice, behind the play, Tocchet is into a battle with Kennedy. Tocchet with a left hand on Kennedy. The players were moving off the ice, and Tocchet and Kennedy got into a battle. And a right by Kennedy and a right by Tocchet. They're still battling down in the Flyer zone as Kennedy tries to tie up Rocket's Tocchet's right arm. Now a right by Kennedy, and they're still waltzing around down in the Flyer zone, and now they're going to break them up. So the tempers have flared here in the Great Western Forum tonight. Dean Kennedy skates away. Big period for the Kings. 4 goals. Mike Krushelnyski got his 20th from Gretzky and Allison at 10:15. Then Krushelnyski with his 21st from Waters and Gretzky at 13:12. Then Mike Allison scoring his 14th and 100th of his career, assisted by Gretzky, 13:55. And then Bernie Nichols with his first in the last 8 games, his 58th of the year from Wayne Gretzky at 16:42. A big period for the Kings. Coming up, Nick talks with George Wendt of the series Cheers, and they'll be chatting about this game and various other things. In moments, the Kings lead at 5-1. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
That was then, this is now. The place you should be. Henry and Harry's Goat Hill Tavern, the most entertaining pub in Orange County. Why is it the most entertaining? We have pool tables, basketball, a widescreen TV, novelty video games. We even have our own beach, and we still have 64 taps drawing your favorite brews. Or if you prefer, we have cocktails and wines. Henry and Harry's Goat Hill Tavern, 1830 Newport Boulevard, Costa Mesa.
Hi, Tom Burton here at Downey Toyota, working a little late tonight. Well, sorta. But as long as we have a break in the action, let me show you some unbeatable deals on new '89 Toyotas. Here's a new '89 Toyota pickup for only $69.95. That's just one of over 1,200 new and used cars and trucks to choose from. Unbeatable deals, only at Downey Toyota. Come on in today or give us a call after the game. 1-800-222-TOYS.
Hi, everybody. Chick Hearn here.
And Bob Miller bringing you the play-by-play for one of the most exciting events of the prime ticket season. There's the home team captain.
Oh, what a fake. He's blowing right past the competition.
Right to the Avis counter, going for that terrific weekend deal.
The weekend deal?
That's right. The guy's a winner, Chick.
That's the weekend. extra day free.
He's got his signed contract. What a pro.
And he's in the car, and those other guys are history. Make your other car an Avis.
That was faster than a slap shot from the blue line.
All over Southern California, thousands of shoppers are making a change for the better to Ralph's and the Giant. They're changing for lower prices, and they're changing for higher standards. Plus, this week, you can make a change for these better buys. Fleischmann's margarine in the 4-stick 1-pound package is only 99 cents. Delicious Louis Rich turkey franks, regular with cheese or bun length in the 1-pound package, just $1.29 each. And all Nature Made vitamins are now 1/3 off. Change for the better to Ralph's and the Giant.
Just because these bodies look perfect doesn't mean they are. You see, the perfect body is balanced. Fit on the inside as well as the outside. But there is something that could help you achieve that balance. It's pure. It's natural. It has a unique combination of minerals. It's Evian natural spring water from the French Alps, dedicated to the perfectly balanced body.
Back here, second intermission at the Great Western Forum. The Kings with a splurt of goals in that second period. They're up 5-1 over the Flyers after 2 periods. And joining us now is a very familiar face to all of you television viewers. George Wendt is our guest. He is, of course, Norm on the hit television show Cheers. You having fun out there tonight? It's a great game to watch, George.
Yeah, well, it was a splurt of goals and a splurt of blood, I think, out there. It's a lot of fun.
You're here helping the Kings represent life. The charity Love is Feeding Everyone. Of course, tomorrow night at Lowry Center, the Kings will be there for Tip a King, and it's a very important affair, isn't it?
Yeah, it's helping to end hunger. I mean, you know, I can get behind that.
Okay.
And Woody Harrelson joined me out here for the opening ceremonies. He was chicken to come out here, though.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about your show. In your 7th season, down the road, you still going to be on for a number of seasons, you hope?
Well, 1 more at least, but probably 2. Yeah.
You're a big sports fan. I see you here, and I see you at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, I even go down to Anaheim. I'm kind of an American League chauvinist, going back to my days with the White Sox fans. You know, I'm a South Sider.
Okay, and you mentioned before we came on, big Blackhawk fan growing up. They had some great teams, huh?
Yeah, they were great. Of course, you know, Bobby Hull and Stan Mikita and Dougie Moans and Kenny Warren, Pierre Pilote, Glenn Hall, those guys. It was great. And then, of course, they graduated into the years with Tony O and Maggie and Coral and those guys.
Now, the Kings with Wayne Gretzky this year, I guess you can feel the excitement. And, of course, tonight he's got the 5 points.
Yeah. He has 5 points tonight? That's
5 points. You saw Hull, you saw Mikita, but there's nobody like Gretzky, is there? Let's be honest. Now, I know you're a Chicagoan.
No, I haven't seen Gretzky enough. I'm sure there is nobody like him because the numbers bear that out. In terms of skating power, to be honest, I never saw anybody like Bobby Orr.
So he's your favorite?
Bobby Orr? Kinda, yeah.
All right. George, thanks for the quick visit.
Oh, that's it?
That's it.
Oh,
That's
okay.
We have more fun stuff to do here. George Wendt from Cheers has been our guest. And for being our guest, George will receive a gift certificate for Barry's Maxima Bel Air, which has the finest and up-to-date casual and elegant dress wear for today's man. Located in the Glen Center at the top of Beverly Glen and Mulholland, Barry's. Well, the performer of the month in the National Hockey League from the Montreal Canadiens is goaltender Patrick Roy. He was undefeated in 7 games with 6 wins and a tie and a goals against of 2.96. We're between periods, 5-1 Kings. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
On a clear day, you can see Mount Shasta 100 miles away. Sure makes everything else look mighty small. Kind of like Great Western Bank, big and strong. You see, nowadays, the Great Western family of companies stands for over $32 billion in assets and the security of federal insurance. They've been keeping folks' money safe for 100 years now, so you know Great Western is going to be there for a long time to come. For sheer size and strength, it sure stands out.
For over 50 years, the winner's list of this Sunday's Santa Anita Handicap has read like an honor roll of racing immortals. Seabiscuit, Round Table, Affirm, John Henry, Ali Sheba. See this crucible of champions, the world's richest handicap, fired this Sunday for $1 million. Big Cap Day at Santa Anita. If you only go to the races once a year, make this Sunday the day.
The Pac-10 has let the action do its talking this year. Be at the Great Western Forum, March 9th through the 12th, for the best in West Coast college basketball. For tickets, call 213-480-3232 or 714-474-2000.
Kings Hockey is brought to you by Great Western's family of companies. With over $32 billion in assets, 100 years strong, we'll always be there. By Discount Tire Centers, one of the leading Michelin dealers, serving your tire, brake, shock, and alignment needs. By Stroh's and Stroh Light. Now you're talking good times, and Stroh's is spoken here. And by Toyota. Quality right down the line. Who could ask for anything more? Toyota.
After one of the LA Kings' best periods of the entire season, they lead Philadelphia 5-1 after 2 periods of play. Well, in Prime Ticket's never-ending struggle to explore all of the facets of hockey, both on and off the ice, tonight we present to you the latest in hockey aromatics. There you see it, ladies and gentlemen, Bully Cologne. Yes, the ever-enterprising Philadelphia Flyers marketing department has taken advantage of the Broad Street Bullies nickname and is marketing in Philadelphia Bully Cologne. Tonight we will test the effectiveness on a man of Bully Cologne. We have with us our blue ribbon panel here this evening, which will be testing the cologne. All of them will be wearing one cologne, but only one of them will be wearing Bully Cologne. And it is up to our official Prime Ticket sniffer, the lovely Helen here, who will participate now in a veritable smellorama on Prime Ticket. Gentlemen, you are ready, I assume? And the lovely Helen, okay. Why don't we go ahead? We will have our first contestant here. Let's smell this cologne. Go ahead, wet your face up. Gentlemen, wet your faces. That's it. Very good, gentlemen. Right in. All right, Helen, if you'll step right up here to our first contestant, get a sniff of that and see. All right, that gets kind of a mediocre response, I think. Now on to Jeff, contestant number 2. A little bit stronger response there. She could start sneezing at any moment, ladies and gentlemen. And now to finish up. Oh, she's going to go back for a second sniff, huh? Yeah. All right, okay, Helen, you've had a chance to test all 3 of the colognes. We want you, first of all, to see if you can identify what would be Bully Cologne, the official cologne of the Philadelphia Flyers. Do you have an idea of which one would be number?
Well, I think it's number 2, the guy in the middle.
Number 2. She says number 2 for Bully Cologne. I don't know. Is it? Ladies and gentlemen, is it Bully Cologne? Yes, it is Bully Cologne, ladies and gentlemen. We've just received the official word. There it is. Number 2, congratulations, Jeff, on having Bully Cologne. A big moment for you. How would you describe that aroma?
It's certainly stronger than the others.
It's stronger. Well, that certainly goes right in line with the Philadelphia Flyers and the way that they have played hockey in the past. Is it good, though?
Well, no, I preferred the one on the end.
Oh, you like the one on the end? Well, I don't know if that makes it a hit or a miss at this point. Anyway, we know it's strong, ladies and gentlemen, but it doesn't smell that hot. So we hope you'll join us again next week when we will be testing Pittsburgh Penguins toothpaste. We'll have the official toothpaste test for you. But in the meantime, thanks for being with us for the great Prime Ticket Cologne test. Here at the Forum tonight, the Kings leading the Philadelphia Flyers by a score of 5-1.
Flash Gordon conquers the universe. Hollywood's all-time epic serial. The original 12 20-minute episodes. 4 hours of action-packed entertainment. 12 chapters of daring escapes. This VHS package can be yours for just $29.95. Uncut with every exciting minute in place. As a free bonus, the Three Stooges in 3 of their most hilarious misadventures. And as a sensational extra bonus, Laurel and Hardy in Flying Deuces. And to the first 5,000 callers, a free giveaway, an original Flash versus the Merciless T-shirt. To order Flash, the Stooges, and Laurel and Hardy, 1-800-328-1900. $29.95 plus $4 postage and handling. 6 hours of great entertainment, plus an original Flash versus the Merciless T-shirt. Order today.
Mark this on your calendar, folks. It's Discount Tire Center's 3-day 5% off sale this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Imagine another 5% off our everyday low prices on every Michelin tire in stock. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires. So don't wait. You've only got 3 days, this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, to enjoy an additional 5% savings on top of the already guaranteed lowest prices at all of the 85 Discount Tire Centers. But hurry, don't miss this great event.
Sorry, Alex. You know the rules, buddy. Let me have a steers, Pat. About my monthly tab. Seems really high.
No, that's right.
Looks high to me.
Maybe you shouldn't let your buddy use it.
My buddy.
Brown hair, wears it long.
Is he short?
Yeah, talks funny, too.
Wolf?
Says that a lot.
Stroh's, fire brewed for smooth, consistent taste.
Eats the peanuts right out of the bowl, too.
Where do you want to eat?
I don't know. Where do you want to eat?
I do not know. Where do you want to eat?
The terrific food at Carl's Jr. makes the choice easy. Just bite into the Charbroiler Chicken Club, a tender breast of chicken charbroiled with crisp bacon.
I don't know. Where do you want to eat? Where do you want to eat? I don't know. Where do you want to eat?
The Charbroiler Chicken Club is only at Carl's Jr. So where do you want to eat?
The choice is yours.
Well, the Kings have not had much success in their history against the Flyers here at the Forum. They've won only 2 of the last 25 games here at the Forum, but tonight leading 5-1 after 2 periods of play. That second period as good as any period we've seen the Kings play all season long. Gretzky has 5 points so far. Now the third period coming up. Let's go back now to Bob Miller and Nick Nixon.
We're back here at the Great Western Forum. The Kings coming back on the ice, led by goaltender Kelly Hrudey, and Hrudey and the Kings have a 5-1 lead over the Flyers. It was tied at 1 after the first period. Tocchet and Gretzky trading goals. Then Mike Kruzhelnyski converted on a rebound of Gretzky's walkout chance. Gretzky was stopped by Hextall. The rebound came right to Kruzhelnyski, who backhanded it between the legs of Hextall for his 20th. 13-12 at 13-12 of the period. Kruzhelnyski picked up a rebound of Tim Waters' shot and beat Hextall from in tight for his second of the period, 21st of the season. That made it 3-1. Then Mike Allison got in on the scoring. The puck came behind the net to Gretzky. The flow goes to Gretzky, and he put it back on the near side, and Allison tucked it in for his 14th of the year, 100th of his career, and it was 4-1 Kings. Then Bernie Nichols on a give and go, a 2-on-1 break, and Bernie Nichols ends a 7-game goal-scoring drought with his 58th of the season, 5-1 for the Kings.
Right winger Jim Fox of the Kings with us. Jim, a 5-1 lead going into the third. Did the Kings learn their lesson in St. Louis the other night? Will they hang on to this?
Well, I think so, Bob. I think they've learned their lesson. I think coming out tonight, the fans really picked up the team, which is nice to get back into the building. And we're on the tough, long road trip, and it's, getting down near the end of the season. I really think they played well. It's been so physical out there. It's one of the best, fastest games I've seen. There's been a few fights which maybe slow it down a little bit, but team's really playing well. I like their style. 1 goal given up so far, and just hold it, and we're going to play a very good game, 60 minutes, and that's what we need to do to win.
Jimmy Fox with his comments. The Kings are up 5-1. They have outshot Philadelphia through 2 periods, 28-23. They have dominated the faceoffs as well, winning 21-14 for Philadelphia. The minutes, 55 minutes of penalties. Philly 61 to the Kings on the power play. The Flyers 0 for 5, and the Kings are 0 for 3. And a 5-point night for Wayne Gretzky, a goal and 4 assists, assisting on all 4 goals in that second period. And the penalty box filled with Kings: Jay Miller, McSorley, Kennedy, Nichols. Baumgartner was thrown out. He got a game misconduct. That's why Miller is serving his minor. Kartner, Chikrin, Tocchet, Mantha, all in the box for Philadelphia.
And the Flyers with a power play, now down to 10 seconds left in the power play. Waters really bumped hard behind the net by Propp in the Kings zone. Puck comes up to Gretzky. Gretzky's pass over to Laidlaw, and he clears it down into the Flyers zone. Kings are back at full strength. Jay Miller out of the penalty box, and both teams at full strength now. We have just started the third period. Puck is in the Flyers zone, almost intercepted by Gretzky and Miller. Now the Flyers with it. Right side, Ron Sutter. He shoots, and a save by Kelly Hrudey, and he hangs on. It bounced off him, and then he gloved it in midair, and he hangs on. And few words exchanged back in front of the King net once again.
Well, let's not forget about Hrudey's steady performance here tonight. He made some excellent saves in the first period after the Flyers grabbed that quick 1-0 lead. In the second period, he stopped 3 shots in succession when the Flyers had a shorthanded 2-on-1 break, the original shot by Dave Poulin. So Hrudey coming up so far with those 4 or 5 big saves you like to get every game from your goaltender. And of course, offensively, another show. 4 assists in the second period, 10th time in his career with 4 assists in a single period. 5-point night. So he continues his assault on the record books. That's 1,816 points.
Now off the draw, right side. Here's Kjell Samuelsson. His pass right through the slot. Kings intercept. Here's Ron Duguay. Kings moving right to left. Duguay from center ice drives it into the Flyer zone. Puck comes around the left side, and Tonelli and Casper are there. They battle forward. It's poked loose, taken by Kjell Samuelsson. Big night here next Tuesday, don't forget. Mario Lemieux and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Lemieux and Gretzky head-to-head. It's sold out as the Flyers send it all the way down into the King zone. We have an icing call against Philadelphia. Mike Bullard with the Philadelphia Flyers. Good acquisition by them earlier this season.
Well, he certainly provides a lot of offense. Of course, he was with Calgary a couple of years ago, and we saw him a lot with the Flames, but great one-on-one player. 17 goals in 39 games since coming over from St. Louis. Had his best offensive season in 87-88 with the Flames. 103 points, 48 goals, 51 goal scorer. Back in 83-84 with the Penguins. I remember when he got his 50th. It was right here in this building.
Face off in the Flyer zone to the left of Ron Hextall. 5-1 in favor of the Kings. Steve Casper will take the draw. He's got Duguay and Tonelli with him on this line, and off the face-off, the Flyers have it back behind their own net. Flyers moving left to right, can't clear it. DeGray from the right point with a shot saved. Duguay in front, had it go off his stick. Duguay to the left wing boards. He gives it there to John Tonelli. Tonelli in the Flyers zone, double team. Kerr takes it away. Kerr gets it up to center. Here's Derek Smith of Philadelphia down the left side. Smith and Crossman battle for it. Smith with it. Crossman gets back to bump him. Smith has it again. Left wing side, King zone. Now it's taken away by Casper. Casper ahead to center, but out of the reach of Tonelli, and it comes down into the Flyers zone. Puck taken by Philadelphia. Kings up 5-1, third period. Here is Gord Murphy's pass ahead and then tipped across the line, but offside. Tim Kerr of the Flyers at the King line. 5-1 Kings, and we'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
You're looking at the most grueling automotive test of the year. To simply survive, you've got to be good. But to emerge as 4x4 of the year, you've got to be the best. Toyota's SR5 V6 is the 4x4 of the year. Toyota quality. Who could ask for anything more?
5-1, the Kings are in front over the Philadelphia Flyers. They spotted the Flyers that early goal, but then the Kings got involved physically and with their fists and on the scoreboard, and they have taken the game away from Philadelphia in the second half.
Now that line out again that has been so effective for the Kings tonight. 10 points in the game for this line. Gretzky with Kruzhelnyski and Allison, and they'll move it up to center ice now. Here's Mike Kruzhelnyski. He's got 2 goals tonight. He flips it high in the air into the Flyer zone, and Eklund back to get it. Eklund moves it off on the right side. Kruzhelnyski swiped at it, but it's tipped out to center. Taken by the Kings in front of their own bench. Duchesne sends it back into the Flyer zone. 17:38 to go, third period. Bob Miller with Nick Nixon, and the Kings up 5-1 over the Philadelphia Flyers. Puck moved down to center ice out of the reach of Laidlaw, all the way back down into the King zone. Duchesne in to get it. He pulls it off into the corner. He gets bumped there by the Flyers' Berube, but now Kruzhelnyski breaks it up and gets it to Gretzky. Here's Gretzky. 5 points tonight. Comes across the line. Gretzky left side, looks for help. Gretzky trying to pull it in deep, but Mo Mantha stayed right with him, and he poked it away back to the King line. Here's Dale DeGray. DeGray gives it to Taylor, to Gretzky. Gretzky to Taylor, right wing. Taylor shooting and tipped away. As coming out was Hextall to reach out with his glove. Puck comes off on the left wing side and is going to be held in by Gretzky. Gretzky, left side, Flyer zone. Couldn't get a good shot. He got checked from behind. Penalty coming up. Penalty against Philadelphia. Slashing is the call against the Philadelphia Flyers, and the Kings will go on the power play with a 5-1 lead. We'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Black Rock, Nevada and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. Black Rock means land sailing, riding the wind across dry desert lakes. And Old Milwaukee means a great beer. Cold, crisp Old Milwaukee beer. And smooth, golden Old Milwaukee Light.
There's nothing like the flavor of a special place. And Old Milwaukee beer.
Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light.
You know, guys, it doesn't get any better than this.
Ron Sutter slashing at 3'11" with the football-type helmet, mouth guard to protect his mouth. He slashed Wayne Gretzky as Gretzky was trying to walk right down the middle. Gretzky picks up the puck, and then right there's the slash. And this time, they caught Sutter. He did the same thing to Steve Duchesne's right leg earlier in the game and got away with it.
Now Gretzky on the draw to Crossman, tipped away from him and out to center by the Philadelphia Flyers' Dave Poulin, but Crossman got back to get it. Crossman to Gretzky, down to the red line to Kruzhelnicki, into the Flyer zone, but Allison was offside, couldn't get back on in time. We have 16:37 to go in the third period. The Kings have a 5-1 lead, and boy, tempers flare again out there now. Who's this? Acton and Crossman.
Now watch Allison and Wells now.
Wells and Allison push at one another with their sticks in their hands.
Now Crossman and Acton. The linesman really not too sure where they should turn. Now Allison again with Wells, and Wells being goaded by Allison. A little verbal barrage, and he responds with a left poke. And I think they're both going to get penalties now.
Yeah, they are. Allison going to the penalty box. Jay Wells had gone in to talk with the goaltender Hextall, but Allison steps in, and now Jay Wells makes his way over to the penalty box. Jay Wells, formerly with the Los Angeles Kings, of course, and moving into the penalty box as Robbie Fatorik looks on.
Number 7, Jay Wells. Los Angeles penalty to number 10, Mike Allison. 2 minutes each for unsportsmanlike conduct. Time of the penalties, 3:23.
So those penalties will cross out, but there's still 1:48 left in the penalty to Sutter. Robbie Fatorik for the second time, obviously not pleased with the judgment of the referee, Bill McCreary. He was upset at the end of that second period when he threw out Ken Baumgartner, when McSorley, Baumgartner, Kartner, and Chychrun got involved. Now he didn't care for the way these penalties were meted out.
Well, McCreary's got to take charge of the game, and Allison and Wells standing there throwing punches. You got to put them away for a couple of minutes. Now at center ice here is Shell Samuelson for the Flyers. Left side to Poulin, is shot high off the glass. Rebound taken by the Kings. Up they move, up to center ice. Kruzhelnicki gets it to Nichols. Nichols, Kings on the power play. Nichols drives it into the Flyers zone. Out behind the net is Hextall. He cuts it off and then flips it high in the air down the ice. Similar to the way he scored a goal last year against the Boston Bruins. He's got the strength to get that puck and just clear it high in the air. He put it into an empty net last year. Kings with it. Here is Robitaille down the left side. Sends it behind the net. Hextall sweeps it around the boards to the right point. Held in by Nichols. Nichols pass knocked down, and then he slashes at one of the Flyers, and then Poulin comes over to take on Nichols.
What happened, Bob, there, Nichols was trying to bat the puck out of the air, and he inadvertently clipped one of the Flyers, and then the Flyer player retaliated on Nichols, and Nichols did the same thing back to one of the Flyers, and he did it obviously, and he's going to get a slashing penalty, no question about that.
Ryan Propp had moved out toward the blue line. The puck was up in the air, as you say, and Nichols was trying to wait for it to come down, and Propp came out and challenged him as Nichols tried to shoot it in and deflected high in the air. And Propp kind of whacked Bernie in the stomach, so Bernie said, well, I'll whack you right back again. And all Propp,
is that a delayed reaction?
Los Angeles
boy.
Number 9,
well, goes the box. 2 minutes for slashing. Bernie took exception because the puck was actually behind Bernie and to his right. No way Propp could reach it from where he was on the ice. So Propp did what he thought would be the next best thing, just kind of poke at Bernie's chest. Well, obviously Bernie got upset and just said, hey, here's a two-hander, Brian. And, well, he's to the box. So the Flyers and the Kings both shy escaping.
And in a minute, too, the Flyers will get Ron Sutter out of the penalty box and have the man advantage. The Kings have a 5-1 lead here in the third period. 15:51 to go in the period.
Well, we're going to see it again on the simulcast. Nichols flips the puck. It goes off Prop. Now, the puck is nowhere near Prop. He's slapping at him on the left arm, and boom, right there on the left hip. And then the reaction, oh, he got hit on the hip, and he tucks in his left arm. That's bad acting.
And Bob and Nick at the Flex would give that about, what, half a puck. Penalty minutes piling up here in the game tonight, but the Kings have a 5-1 lead in the third period, so that's the most important stat as far as they're concerned. Kings had won only 1 of 6 coming in tonight. Here's Gretzky, 5 points tonight, fakes a shot, moves into the Flyers zone, then a behind-the-back pass, but gets intercepted by the Flyers by Keith Acton. Now the Flyers move to center. Here's Shell Samuelson, both teams shy on the hand. Samuelson across the line, tried to get it to Acton, out of his reach, taken away by Kelly Hrudey. Hrudey clears it up to center. Kings with a 3-on-3. Krushelnyski looking for the hat trick. Krushelnyski left side with a shot save made. Penalty to Philadelphia. They're going to get Shell Samuelson.
They tackled Dale DeGray in front as DeGray jumped up into the play to make it a 3-on-3, and Samuelson goes to the box. 5-1 Kings. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
You can do better than that.
You can do better than that.
You can do better than that.
You can do better than that. I'm just going to tell him. You can do better than that. You can do better than that.
When the time comes to trade in an old Toyota on a new one, people are amazed at their Toyota's resale value.
I can't do better than that.
My Toyota.
I love it.
Who could ask for anything more?
Shell Samuelson to the penalty box. He's in his 4th year out of Sweden. Tripping the call on Dale DeGray at 4:46, and the Kings will have a 4-on-3 advantage. DeGray right in front, taken down by Samuelson, and Samuelson can't believe he got the call. Yelling at referee Bill McCreary the whole way to the penalty box. So it's a 4-on-3 skating advantage. Gretzky is out there with the extra ice for 25 seconds. Then we'll be back into a 4-on-4 situation.
Gretzky will line up at the left point. Dave Taylor on the left side. Tonelli will take the face-off, and Steve Duchesne for the Kings is right in the slot. And Tonelli wins the draw to Gretzky, but he couldn't hold it in at the left point. Bounces out to center ice. Gretzky back to get it. Gives it over to Steve Duchesne. Here's Duchesne to the Flyer line. Gives it on the right side to Tonelli. Tonelli bumped there. Gets knocked down. Terry Kartner for Philadelphia. Kartner had it poked away by Tonelli, who got back up. Now the goaltender Hextall clears it himself. Kelly Hrudey for the Kings moves it up to the blue line to Duchesne. Now on the right side to Gretzky. Flyers get a man back. Here is Gretzky, top of the slot. Gretzky, his pass tipped away out to the right side. Duchesne with it. Duchesne checked, and Tonelli holds it in. Into Taylor. Gretzky's in front. Taylor moving behind the net. His pass hit the side of the net. Duchesne will hold it in. Right point. Duchesne with it. He shoots wide. Rebound. Tonelli can't get to it. Now it comes up the middle. Flyers have it. Here is Poulin to center. He looks for help. He gets it to Sutter. Ron Sutter, left side, driving in behind the net. Comes around the right side, trying to get away from Duchesne. Sutter and Duchesne along the boards. Sutter in the right wing corner, checked by Duchesne into the boards. Taylor back to help out for the Kings. Taylor with it behind the net, checked by Pelle Eklund. Both teams are shy of man. Puck is taken by the Kings. Duchesne up to Gretzky. Here's Wayne Gretzky to center. Slides it over to John Tonelli. In 9 seconds, Kings will have a power play. Puck is back at the King line as Tonelli gives it to Dale DeGray. DeGray waits, and in 1 second, Nichols comes out. He's on the ice right now. Kings with a power play. Here's Dale DeGray across the line to Gretzky, but no room at the right point, and the Flyers clear it out to center. 28 seconds left to go in the Flyer penalty, and the Kings have it to their own blue line. Here's Dale DeGray. DeGray up to Crossman. Kings are having a little trouble hanging on to it. Now it's tipped over to Gretzky. Right side, back to Nichols. He shoots, saved by Hextall. He saw that one all the way, and the Flyers clear it back into the Kings zone. 9 seconds left to go on the penalty to Samuelson for the Flyers. Kings are up 5-1. Long pass by Crossman. This will be icing, though, against the Kings. And the Flyers are back at full strength right now with 13:13 to go in the third period. And it's 5-1 Los Angeles.
And Rick Tocchet will be back in action, as well as Dean Kennedy for the Kings. Kings opened it up midway through the second period with 3 goals and 3:40. Krushelnyski twice and Allison. The Nichols added one late in the second period, and they've held off the Flyers. And I think, Bob, the big difference tonight, the involvement by everybody for the Kings, especially the forwards. They are working so hard coming back, and it's been a physical game. The tone was set early when Miller got into his scrap with Kartner, Baumgartner with Berube. We've had numerous altercations, and as we mentioned earlier, they were telling everybody else, well, we're going to play our game, you play your game. Now we're going to get a misconduct penalty to Shel Samuelson. Samuelson was in the box for tripping. He came out. He continued to complain to referee Bill McCreary, and he goes back in with a misconduct here at 6:47.
Faceoff will be in the Kings zone. 3 times this year, the Kings have held a team to 1 goal in a game. They held the Flyers to 1, Quebec to 1, and New Jersey to 1 goal on the last road trip. They've held the Flyers to 1 goal here tonight. And then that was the first goal of the game on the very first shot by Philadelphia. But the Kings have the next 5. Here's Kartner from the left point and a drive saved by Hrudey. Rebound right side taken by the Kings. Ron Duguay. Duguay battling his way to center, and he gets tied up by Kerr. No penalty. Flyers take it away. Kerr in the slot shooting. Blocked, and the Kings have it. Here's Duguay up ahead on the left side. Into the Flyer zone. Jay Miller to Casper to Miller in front. He shoots. Save. Rebound taken by Philadelphia's Kerr. Kerr moving up to center. Jay Miller checking in from behind. Kerr across the line. Down the left side. In deep. Trying to center it. Tipped away. Kings with it again. Here's Jay Miller on the left side. Here's Miller moving up ahead to center. Flips it into the Flyer zone. And behind the play, we've got 4 players in a tag team match back there. So the whistle blows.
Kerr, Acton, Laidlaw. I don't know. It might be Waters. Now everybody.
Now they're trying to separate a couple of players down on the ice. Brian Bozak, the linesman, and Mike Civic in there trying to separate 2 players who are down on the ice, 1 King and 1 Philadelphia Flyer, and it's impossible to see exactly who it is yet. It's Keith Acton for Philadelphia. We know that for sure.
As I looked up, Acton seemed to be the most intent on getting at whoever his foe was. I think it is Waters. We'll wait until we can get an absolute number or a look at his face. The linesman having all kinds of problems prying the 2 together. Looks like they've got each other in a leg lock.
Acton's hollering at the referee, Mike Civic, who could probably take Keith Acton and flip him right over the glass if he wanted to.
Yeah.
He's about 6'6"?
6'8".
6'8", Mike Civic.
He and Shane Heyer are both about 6'8", 6'9". It was Tim Waters, so we have figured that out. So Waters will go off, Acton will go off. More penalties here at 7:26.
Well, the Kings have a 5-1 lead in the 3rd period, and we'll pause now for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
At the conclusion of tonight's game, please stay with us for the Evian Player of the Game. Evian natural spring water with the unique balance of minerals from the French Alps.
Number 25, Keith Acton.
Well, on the penalties,
2 minutes for roughing and a 10-minute misconduct.
Keith Acton gets a 10-minute misconduct and 2 for roughing. Here's the announcement on the Kings.
2 minutes for roughing and a 10-minute misconduct. Time of the penalties, 7:26.
Same penalty to Tim Waters of the Kings.
Penalties for number 25.
2 and 10. So with 12:34 to go in the 3rd, the Kings still have a 5-1 lead, and the teams will remain at full strength.
Turn back the clock a little bit, Bob. You were there.
Yeah.
March 11th, 79 at Philadelphia. Most minutes, 1 game, both teams for a Kings record. Flyers and Kings, 380 minutes. They've still got a ways to go if they want to match that tonight, but they're giving it the old college try, aren't they?
Well, I hope I never see that again. That was a disgrace, to be quite mild about it. A disgrace to the Kings and to the Flyers that night in Philadelphia. And it's still in the record books. Now the puck comes down into the Flyer zone. Here tonight, we've had over 150 penalty minutes. But the Kings have a 5-1 lead, and they have taken control in their building, and that's what they've got to do down the stretch here. Here's a pass at center ice taken by the Flyers, but tipped away for a moment from Jay Wells. Now Gretzky stops Wells, and the Kings with it. Here's Kruzhelnyski to Gretzky. Gretzky right side, pulls up, gives it left side. Duchesne, pass in front, and Kruzhelnyski got tied up. Couldn't get his stick down. The rookie defenseman Gordon Murphy had Kruzhelnyski tied up. Kruzhelnyski's got 2 goals in the game tonight, and the Kings' Steve Duchesne drives it right back into the Flyer zone.
And that last chance, Duchesne jumped up, plenty of ice in the middle. Gretzky held on and finally got it across, and Duchesne moved in and almost slid it slowly past Hextall.
Offside Flyers as Tocchet tried to give it over on the left side to Dave Poulin, and the offside is called. It was a big night for Duchesne in St. Louis with 3 goals, but unfortunately the Kings lost the game.
Steve Duchesne, his first NHL hat trick on Thursday. Anywhere. Junior, midgets, peewees. Also set a new club record for goals in a season by a defenseman with 23, Larry Murphy, the old mark of 22 back in 81-82. Steve Duchesne, last year 16 goals, this year 23. Got 3 more assists than he had all of last year and 10 more points. Steve Duchesne, he's improved his numbers offensively each of his 3 seasons in the NHL.
5-1 Kings, third period. Face-off outside the blue line of the Kings. We have 11:43 to go in the period, and the puck hops up out of play, so they'll face it off again. Again, a reminder that Tuesday night, Mario Lemieux, the leading scorer in the league, takes on Wayne Gretzky, the second leading scorer, and Bernie Nichols here at the Forum Tuesday night. And the game is sold out. You'll see it on Prime Ticket at 7 o'clock and hear it on KGIL and 1190 K Orange Radio at 7:20. Now another whistle on an offside, so we're having a little problem getting thing going here in the third period with 11:38 left.
Again, the Edmonton Oilers, Bob, not scheduled tonight, so with the win, the Kings will match Edmonton. 74 points, identical 1-loss tie marks of 34, 27, and 6.
Edmonton is at Pittsburgh tomorrow night. Then Pittsburgh comes out here to meet the Kings Tuesday. Puck is in the Kings zone. Left wing corner. Flyers with it. Pass is deflected, and Bernie Nichols will try and clear it. Can't do it. Kartner, left point. His pass is deflected out to center. And when the Flyers send it back in, another offside called against Philadelphia. 5-1 Kings. We'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Mark this on your calendar, folks. It's Discount Tire Center's 3-day 5% off sale this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Imagine another 5% off our everyday low prices on every Michelin tire in stock. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires. So don't wait. You've only got 3 days, this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, to enjoy an additional 5% savings on top of the already guaranteed lowest prices at all of the 85 Discount Tire Centers. But hurry, don't miss this great event.
Back here at the Great Western Forum, the Kings are up 5-1 over Philadelphia. And Bob, one of the things the Kings have done very well tonight is shut down 2 of the top scorers for Philadelphia, Tim Kerr and Rick Tocchet. Especially Kerr. Philadelphia's had numerous power play opportunities, but Kerr hasn't been a factor at all.
And Kerr with it at center ice now. That's the way you've got to play to beat Philadelphia. Tocchet did get the first goal and the only goal for Philadelphia tonight, 20 seconds into the game. But you're right, the Kings have played an excellent game here tonight. Laidlaw with it off on the right side and sent down into the Flyer zone by Marty McSorley. McSorley is back on defense with Laidlaw. Now Hextall is out, and he's checked by Casper, and Hextall kind of got his stick up pretty high on Casper, but play continues here. Now the Flyers trying to move it out. They do, up to center ice. 10:30 to go, third period. Kings up 5-1. Right side moving in is Eklund. Pass in front. Shot saved by Hrudey, and a rebound saved by Kelly Hrudey. He beat Kartner on the first save, and then a penalty coming up against the Kings, I think, for cross-checking. Now McSorley in a scrap along the boards with Craig Berube. Berube in his second battle of the night. And Marty McSorley in his, and they've got each other's arms tied up pretty well. Now Berube tries a right, but they're spinning one another around. Now Berube tried another right. McSorley tried a right, but nothing damaging is landing, and somebody's going to get dizzy pretty soon.
They're going to, or throw out a shoulder.
They're spinning around, and now a short right by McSorley, and Berube comes back with one, but neither player doing any damage. And now they're going to grab one another, and McSorley with a flat hand hits the helmet of Berube, knocks the helmet back, and knocks it off. Berube's exhausted. McSorley's just about there, I think. Still spinning one another around, and the linesmen are going to say, we're just going to let you 2 guys wear one another out.
A couple of elbows thrown there by McSorley. Couldn't get the right hand free.
Now a left by McSorley. Berube's looking around. Now he throws a good left and knocks McSorley down. So they're down on the ice and just exhausted, which is what happens more than anything else in a hockey fight. Over to the penalty box without his king sweater is Marty McSorley. So his shoulder pads sticking out as he goes in to try and get dressed in the penalty box. Berube was just exhausted. Looked to me like he was looking around for somebody to come in, break it up, and then he got a pretty good shot in on McSorley and now stands up and hollers something over to him. So 10:19 to go in the third period. This is the third and final game of the regular season between these two teams. And the way it's going, it's a good thing.
Yeah. Sixth fighting altercation we've had here tonight. McSorley and Berube, the sixth. Earlier in the game, McSorley, who was it? Chikrin or Kartner? Can't remember. There have been so many of them. He went off at 18-18 of the second period when Baumgartner got involved. Now McCreary is warning Marty McSorley to settle down or he'll just send him to the dressing room. 10:19 left here in the third period. The Kings are up 5-1. The penalties just keep mounting and mounting. Berube gets 5 minutes for fighting. The Kings were getting the original penalty for dumping Kartner, going after his own rebound. And that's the cross-checking to McSorley. Then he gets 2 for instigating, 5 for fighting, and a misconduct. So he's through for the night. McSorley with a double minor, a major, and a misconduct. 19 minutes in penalties. Berube just gets the 5 for fighting. So the Kings are going to be a man down for a while. 4 minutes. Philadelphia will work on the power play again.
5 minutes for fighting and a 10-minute misconduct.
And we have 10:19 to go in the third. 5-1 Kings, and the Flyers, if they're ever going to get back in it, this is going to be the time that they have to take advantage of it. They've got a 4-minute power play coming up here.
Both players continue to jaw at each other from their respective penalty boxes, and the penalty boxes, it seems, have handled more players than the benches at certain points in this game. Now an explanation to Kerr and Laidlaw by McCreary. Kartner took a shot. He was turned away by Hrudey, and then going after his own rebound, he was cross-checked from behind by McSorley. And we'll get a look at how it all started on the simulcast. Flyers on the attack. Eklund moving in, centers across, goes to Kartner. Kartner with a shot, then his own rebound. Then he is cross-checked from behind right there while trying to get back up. Then Berube goes after McSorley, cross-checks McSorley, but he got away with that. And McSorley turned around and said, let's go. I'm not going to take any of that. So McSorley goes off, gesturing to the Flyers and the Flyer bench.
So Marty McSorley, half undressed, heads for the dressing room. And Berube sits down over in the Flyer penalty box. 10:19 to go, third period.
4-minute power play for Philadelphia with a double minor to McSorley, cross-checking and instigating. So the Kings will have to get their penalty killers out there and see if they can continue their outstanding work. The minutes now creeping up towards 200 total. 88 for the Flyers, 96 for the Kings. 184 minutes tonight for both teams.
Faceoff will be outside the blue line of the Kings. Wayne Gretzky is out. Dave Taylor goes over to serve the minor penalties to Marty McSorley. Gretzky with a goal in the first period and 4 assists in the second period tonight. Puck is taken now by the Flyers into the King zone. They're down 5-1, but they got a chance to try and get back in it now. Pass down to the corner by Mantha, goes to Kerr, tipped away from him, and the Kings will come out with it. Here's Gretzky with Nichols. They combined beautifully earlier on a 2-on-1 for a goal by Bernie Nichols, but this time Gretzky sends it easily into the Flyers zone. Flyers moving left to right, move it up to Mo Mantha. Here's Mantha at center ice. Mantha drives it around behind the net, swept away by Hrudey, up on the glass, over toward Nichols. You got a man breaking. It's Gretzky to center. Gretzky left wing. Gretzky into the Flyers zone. Left side, he shoots, and is saved by Hextall. Didn't look like he got a lot on that as the Flyers got a man back in a hurry. Now Now the puck at center ice, taken by the Kings again. Duchesne with it. Duchesne tried to get it to Nichols, but it hit a skate. Now Casper back to get it for the Kings. He flips it off the boards back into the Flyer zone. 9:23 to go, third period. Kings are up 5-1. 3 minutes to go in the Flyer power play. Down the left side, here's Scott Mellenby for the Flyers in the King zone. His pass taken away nicely by Mike Allison. Allison to center. Here's Allison with Casper. Gives it to Casper at center ice, but it's intercepted by the Flyers. Gord Murphy. He gets pulled down. Puck comes to Allison. Allison to the red line. Allison, Flyer blue line. Comes across the line, then passes back into the King zone. Here's a pass up on the left side from Allison from Laidlaw to Allison. Now back to Laidlaw, and he clears it down into the Flyer zone.
Playing catch with it, killing off about 25 seconds.
Kings have Gretzky and Nichols up front now on the penalty killing unit. For the Flyers across the line, Mike Bullard left side. He gets it into Mellenby. Pass in front out of the reach of Acton. Off on the right side now to Murphy. Murphy sends it down in deep in the corner. Laidlaw throws a check there. Puck is picked up in the right wing corner. Here is Acton to the right point. Now a shot by Murphy wide to the right. It was Propp, not Acton. Now in the corner, here is Tom Laidlaw. He tried to clear it, and he did as Murphy had trouble with it, and then Nichols pushed him out to center ice. Flyers with it again, but offside at the King blue line. 8:11 to go in the third. The Kings have a 5-1 lead, and this game is coming to you from the sold-out Great Western Forum.
Kings hockey is brought to you by Toyota. Quality right down the line. Who could ask for anything more? Toyota by Stroh's and Stroh Light. Now you're talking good times, and Stroh's has spoken here. And by Carl's Jr. Try our charbroiled chicken sandwiches only at Carl's Jr.
Back at the Great Western Forum, where the faceoff will be outside the blue line of the Kings with 1:52 left in that double minor penalty to Marty McSorley of the Kings. 5-1, Kings have the lead. Kruzhelnyski looking for the hat trick tonight. Gretzky's got a goal. Allison and Nichols have tallied for the Kings tonight. Now the Flyers, Terry Cartner bumped by Dean Kennedy. Kennedy takes it away to Robitaille up on the left side to Kruzhelnyski. Kruzhelnyski looking for his third. He shoots, and a save by Hextall as Kruzhelnyski fired from the left point just across the Flyer line. And a
penalty coming up on the play away from the action. I didn't see it. I think it was back at the Kings blue line. We'll be back. 5-1 Kings. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
98,398 miles. My Toyota truck. I love it.
Well, you probably won't believe it, but I have 407,510 miles.
101,978 miles. 213,000 miles.
126,672 miles. My Toyota truck, I love it.
I love it.
And I love it.
I really love it.
1 mile, and I already love it.
Could ask for anything more.
Big Tim Kerr to the penalty box away from the play. He gets 2 for boarding. The penalty at 12:09, so this wipes out the 1:32 left on the Philadelphia power play, so both clubs will be shy a skater. Kerr in the penalty box, 7:51 left to play, 5-1 Kings. Kings looking to move back into a second-place tie with Edmonton in the Smythe Division after tonight. Both the Oilers and the Kings have 13 games remaining.
Now the Flyers with it back in their own zone. It's moved up to center ice. And on the right wing side, here is Rick Tocchet. Tocchet across the King line. Goes to the left side. He gets stopped there, but now gets it again. Pass over in front, tipped away by Tom Laidlaw. Laidlaw with a nice play. Now goes for the puck, but Ron Sutter holds it in. Taken away by the Kings' Dale DeGray. DeGray moves it to Gretzky. Gretzky's pass up the slot, intercepted by Mo Mantha. His shot deflected wide. Rebound to Sutter. Sutter behind the net trying to get it to Tocchet. Tocchet in the right wing corner. He is bumped there. Gretzky comes in to look for the loose puck, but it's not there. Sutter and Tocchet trying to dig it out. And Laidlaw was there for the Kings. Flyers have it. Right point. Mo Mantha shooting through a screen wide to the left. Rebound left side to Cartner. Cartner bumped there, but he spins away from Nichols, who grabbed him, and here's a penalty to Bernie Nichols. No doubt about that.
Yeah, Bernie knows it. So now the Flyers back on the power play. This will be their 8th power play tonight. They have been shut down with a man advantage. They came into the game with the league's best percentage at 26.3. Nichols just grabbing a hold of Cartner, grabbing a hold of his jersey, preventing him from walking in on goal. Bernie knew it. He goes right to the box. The penalty at 13:03. with one of the 5 King goals tonight. His 58th, now just one shy of tying a club record for goals in a season, which is 59, set by Marcel Dion. And again, Bernie with the goal tonight, snapping 7-game goalless streak. A lot of fans here enjoying it. Another sellout, the 19th. Sold out Tuesday, as Bob has been mentioning, when Lemieux and the Penguins come to town.
Nick, I think the only 2 games that you can still get tickets for are 2 games with Winnipeg here back-to-back on the 28th and 29th of March. Otherwise, everything is sold out. Calgary on the 18th, Edmonton on the 25th.
Well, if I was a fan, I'd get those tickets because they may see history in one of those 2 games.
Now here's Jay Wells, top of the slot. Pass off on the right side, and it is taken down in deep in the right wing corner. Picked up by the Flyers. Mike Bullard comes in front, tipped away. Duguay clears it. Now, do you want to give us a little hint as to what historical occasion might take place that night? Do you think
number 99?
Yeah, he's going to load up the points by then, huh?
Could happen.
Offside called against the Flyers of the King line. Well, you're right, and if it happens in this building, it would be a shame for you fans not to be here to witness it. When Wayne Gretzky passes Gordie Howe as the all-time leader in the NHL scoring. If he does it this year, Nick, he does it in 10 years. It took Gordie Howe 26 years to get 1,850. Face-off will be outside the blue line of the Kings as the King bench a little happier now. Wayne Gretzky sitting next to Mike Kruzhelnyski. Gretzky 4th game this season with 5 or more points. He has 5 in the game tonight, a goal and 4 assists. Now on the draw, the loose puck at center ice taken by Mo Mantha. Mantha slides it left side to Kartner, trying to get around Kennedy. Can't do it. Kennedy cut him off. Kartner with again, taken away. Up to center ice, Kings with here's Casper on a breakaway. Casper alone in front, pulled down from behind. And a penalty coming up. He never got the shot off.
Give him a penalty shot.
Yes, sir.
He's thinking about it.
No, he's not making any signal, but you're right. He should. He had a clear breakaway, pulled down, never got a shot. And McCrary is not going to call for the penalty shot here. At least he hasn't signaled that. And everybody bunched up along the boards again. Down in the Flyer zone.
Well, no place for the meek or timid here tonight. Boy, every whistle, there's some extracurricular activity. Now Tocchet and Kennedy want to settle their differences.
So Kennedy and Tocchet battling again, and
they went at it right as the buzzer sounded in the 2nd period.
Yep. And now they're wrestling around with one another. Left hand thrown by Tocchet and a right by Kennedy. Isn't this stupid, really? Huh? It is. The league could do away with this right away. No problem. We have a game played the way it's supposed to be played instead of this silliness that's going on all night long. And now right hand by Kennedy. And that's going to be the end of that scrap.
Taylor still having words with one of the Flyers as Tocchet goes to the penalty box.
You know, I know that very few times does anybody get hurt that much, but the league just can't get rid of this image, and that's the reason why. Because they allow such stupidity to go on during a game, really, and it's 5-1. Kings lead it.
Steve Casper draws the original penalty as he had a breakaway. He just pulled away from Kartner. There was no doubt there. And chasing Casper from behind was one of the Flyers coming across. Mo Mantha just hooks him to the ice, denying him of a good scoring opportunity.
That's
and
a
isn't
penalty
that
shot.
when you give a penalty shot?
Yeah. Well, you and I know that, but Bill McCreary doesn't. Now he's right in ahead of the defenseman Mantha. Never gets a shot off.
5 minutes for fighting. Los Angeles penalties.
So they're announcing the penalties now.
5 minutes for fighting.
Kennedy gets 5 for fighting. One of the Flyers got a 2-minute penalty there. Mo Mantha
got the hook on Casper and Kennedy and Tocchet 5 each for fighting. Instead of giving him the 5 for fighting and maybe an extra 2, this allows the 2 players that just fought to come out with a minute left in the game and possibly go at it for the 3rd time.
Yeah, that's real.
So it would have been a wise
too.
move on McCreary's part to give them 7 minutes somehow and just have them go to their dressing rooms.
6:10 to go in a marathon tonight due to all the penalty minutes here at the Great Western Forum. But the Kings have a 5-1 lead, and they've got to be happy about that. They were down 1-0 and scored 5 straight.
A long night for Robbie.
Lips are chapped. He's been talking so much.
Skating up and down so much, the wind has been a factor tonight.
Turek putting some lip balm on. Now on the right side, here's Gretzky in the Flyer zone. Goes behind the Flyer net. He's got 5 points tonight. Gives it up the middle, but it was tipped and got by Duchesne. And here's Poulin to center. Poulin cut off by Duchesne. Each team... well, now what do we got?
4-on-4 now. The Kings did have a power play for about 20 seconds.
Puck comes all the way down in the Kings zone, and an icing call against Philadelphia will move it back into the Flyer zone.
Other games tonight in the NHL. Boston over Vancouver. That was played this afternoon. The final 6-4. Minnesota over the Islanders 4-3. Montreal takes care of Hartford 6-1. Chicago and Toronto a 3-3 tie in overtime. Quebec over Buffalo 6-2. Detroit 5 and St. Louis 4. Right here 5-1 Kings as the Kings look to beat Ron Hextall for the 2nd time this year and the 3rd time in Hextall's 3-year career.
Face-off will be to the right of Hextall. Both teams are shy a man with 5:41 to go, 3rd period. Kruzhelnyski will face off. Gretzky on the side of the face-off circle on the left side, and at the left point is Crossman, but the face-off taken by the Flyers, Ron Sutter. Now the Flyers within their own zone as Gord Murphy moves it up the center and just out of the reach of Laidlaw. Laidlaw chases it back down into the Kings zone. Laidlaw sends it around on the left side now to Crossman. He gets bumped there by Sutter, and now Sutter slashes at Crossman.
How can he let go? How can he let that go?
I wasn't looking at that. I could see that he wasn't looking at that. He's looking behind the net where the Kings had the puck.
Why?
That I can't answer. Here's Crossman across the line, left side in front of Kruzhelnyski for the hat trick. Saved by Hextall. And Kruzhelnyski pushed hard from behind into the boards by the Flyers' Mike Bullard. Kruzhelnyski is up. Here's Gretzky in front alone. Backhander tipped up high off the glass. Gretzky with it again. Gretzky to Kruzhelnyski. Kruzhelnyski right side, Flyer zone. Gets it to Laidlaw on the right point. Laidlaw to Nichols. He shoots. He hit the goal post. Oh, Nichols hit the goal post. And the Flyers clear it back into the Kings zone. Kings have a power play for 27 more seconds. Here is Crossman. Crossman across the line, goes to the right side, flips it down in deep in the Flyer zone. Hextall cuts it off behind the net, leaves it for Jay Wells. Wells to Poulin. Poulin for the Flyers with 4:23 to go, 3rd period. Kings are up 5-1. Nichols at center ice to Gretzky. Gretzky spins away from Poulin. Poulin checks him from behind. Gretzky with it again, but it rolled away, and Jay Wells has it for Philadelphia. Wells pass in the Kings zone, broken up by Dale DeGray. Flyers are back at full strength. Jay Wells takes it. Wells left side, shoots, a save by Kelly Hrudey. Rebound right side. Flyers hold it in. Here is Poulin on the right side. His pass taken away by Nichols. He's got Gretzky ahead. He gives it to him. Breakaway. Gretzky in front. He shoots, and he scores! Gretzky scores, but he is down on the ice after scoring. That's his 50th. He got slashed. He goes down to the ice and is still down. And Peter Demers, the King trainer, is out. Now Gretzky getting to his feet.
He was slashed by Jay Wells, who was chasing Gretzky on the breakaway. And DeGray obviously wants to get at Jay Wells as Gretzky is hunched over, coming over to the bench. It was a vicious two-hander by Wells. It was a delayed penalty, so had Gretzky not scored, the penalty would have been called, or a penalty shot. And DeGray, the hottest of the Kings. We're going to see it again. Gretzky on the breakaway, and coming into your picture right there, the slash right on his left elbow, left arm, maybe just above the elbow. And Gretzky with the goal and goes down. Obvious pain as he tucks in his left elbow to his side. We'll see it again. Another angle from behind the net. The breakout pass. Gretzky the break. Wells chasing right there. the slash on his left elbow.
Kings goal scored by number 99.
So no penalty called on Wells. Kings, of course, looking for a 5-minute major. Nichols checking out Wayne Gretzky, who's on the bench. Nichols fed Gretzky with that breakaway pass. So Gretzky tonight, 6 points and 1 of 2 on the breakaway. The goal at 16:07, a 6-point game for Gretzky.
Now the face-off out at center ice. Kings up 6-1. 3:49 to go here in the third period. Puck is over in front of the King bench. Crossman checked there by Kerr, and the puck is whistled dead. So Wayne Gretzky, 2 goals and 4 assists. And after the Kings got behind 1-0, they have scored 6 unanswered goals. We'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.